I like to place an order. Yeah. Hey, let me get a chicken box and a half and half. All right, good looking out. Tinted window screaming after law out my mouth. I'm switching lanes from up north to down south. Now everybody trying to figure how I put it down. I took my show on the road straight out of town. PWEE is my nigga, so you know I brought some crooks with me. 1998, they tried to throw the book at me. Tell me what you see every time you take a look at me. A straight P, I only be where the hookers be. A old head, but still can pull any fly chick. One thing's for sure, you never see me ride a nigga dick. I got a thoroughbred who loves to call me pretty daddy. Through Alabama, getting hit in a pink caddy when I come through. Everybody knows me. The young niggas love me. They call me they OG. Go and do your homework about the shit that I spit. They gon' tell you that nigga Shank is legit. A chicken box a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lanes. A chicken box a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lanes. A chicken box a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lanes. A chicken box.
Salute everybody. I'm going to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Do my mentality affects my life and mental health? This is a PWEE's demonstration. But before I get started with this demonstration, if I could get you to hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Let's see who we have here early. I'm going to salute, and then we're going to jump into, well, actually, PWEE will be joining me on the panel. So let me see who we got. Salute Caramel. Salute Caramel. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute Caramel. Salute Leggin. Salute Leggin. Salute Positive Vibes. I see you, Positive Vibes. Salute Positive Vibes. I want to see if you're going to roast PWEE like you be roasting me, Positive Vibes. But yeah, this is a PWEE's demonstration. And I think that this is going to be an excellent demonstration. I don't even have to know what PWEE is going to be bringing us. I just know PWEE always get deep. I know PWEE always drop those jewels. But the conversation alone, listen to the title, y'all. Do my mentality affects my life and mental health? Do my mentality. I see you, Leggin. So you wouldn't be like another Positive Vibes, right, Leggin? Leggin says, does that ranch dressing come with that chicken box, Shank? All right, Positive Vibes. You recruiting your troublemakers. I see you, Positive Vibes and Leggin. I see y'all down there roasting the old man. But just listen. Do my mentality affect my life? Because I always say this. Salute, Londa. I've always say, and I say this, and I mean what I say. No longer can we blame the devil. No longer can we blame God. No longer can we blame our parents. Salute, LaKendra. Salute, PM Channel. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. No longer can we blame the environment that we was raised in. No longer can we blame other folks. We have to start taking accountability. Do my mentality. That's where it all starts, believe it or not. What's your mentality like? Are you one of those that walk around thinking that everybody owes you something? Are you one of those that walk around thinking that you are God's gift to this earth? Are you one of those that walk around that haven't done no kind of work, but feels as though you should be living in a mansion? Do my mentality affect my life and mental health? That's another deep deep, deep conversation. For us that are suffering from mental health, just because you have been diagnosed with a mental health disorder, do that means that that is the end of your life? Do that means because you've been diagnosed with a mental illness, do that means that you should use that diagnosis as an excuse? So when Pee-wee brought this to me, I had to sit on it for a minute. And then I chopped it up. And I said, this is going to be a banger. I know Pee-wee going to bring this. Do my mentality affects my life and mental health? This goes for both genders. This goes for men. This goes for women. This even goes for children. I hear all the time people blame other people for the way that their life ended up or for the way that their life is going. Why you not working? Well, my mother, she be acting funny, and I told my mother that I needed money to get to work, and so my mother, she ain't want to give me no money to get to work, so I can't go to work. Stop right there. Salute pretty as eyes. Salute pretty as eyes. Appreciate you for pulling up. Stop right there. See, there go that mentality. Now, if you're one of those that are walking around and using the excuse that your mother didn't give you money to get to work, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something that's grown out there. And this is even for y'all teenagers as well. But let me tell y'all something. If you have to depend on your mother to get you back and forth to work, if you have to depend on your mother to give you Uber money, if you have to depend on your mother to drive you back and forth to work, not unless you are disabled. But if you got your two legs, if you got your feet, and if you depending on Mom Dukes to get you back and forth to work, that says a lot about you. And believe it or not, it's a lot of grown folks that's walking around here that operates like that. I hear it all the time. I see it all the time on social media. Family ain't ish. I want us to pay attention to that. Family ain't ish. I see it all the time on social media. How about rephrasing that? How about saying your ass ain't ish? How about saying I burnt bridges in my family, and that's why certain members in my family don't fool with me? Are y'all listening to the old man? If you are listening to the old man, if you are paying attention to the old man, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm going to say it again. If you are out here putting on social media, family ain't ish, how about rephrasing that? And how about saying your ass ain't ish? How about talk about the many bridges in your family that you burnt? I don't never hear y'all talk about that. I don't never see that post on social media. Do my mentality affect my life? Stop right there. Have it ever dawned on you that don't nobody want to fool with you because of your attitude. Drop a 1 if y'all listening to me. Has it ever dawned on you that don't nobody want to fool with you because of your nasty attitude? Do my mentality affect my life and mental health? Remember, it starts with self. Remember, the devil don't got nothing to do with this. God don't got nothing to do with this. See, we put too much blame on the devil and the God. They both probably sitting back, laughing at your ass. Every time you blame the devil, every time you blame God, they probably look at each other and laugh at your retarded ass. The devil probably say to God, damn, man, what's up with your people? Yeah, because you know the devil and God, they do talk. They made deals. They made a deal with Job, and they probably making a deal with your funky ass. And the devil probably saying to God, what's up with your people, man? Why you people always blaming me? We do have PWEE in the chat. PWEE, hit the link. This is a PWEE's demonstration. Positive vibes and legging. Just know that I'm going to come down and join y'all in the chat, and I'm going to roast y'all asses just the way y'all roast me. Legging says, I am on the winning side of Jesus. We going to church tonight, folks. Yeah, because we need a little church in us. We need a little preaching. I ain't going to drop too much on y'all. That's what PWEE is here for. I think PWEE does an excellent job. So I'm not going to go too deep in on y'all. LaKendra says everyone uses excuses to explain why they ain't ish. And that's facts. That's facts. And that's the mentality that people have. Some people are older than me. Some people are in their 60s. Some people are in their 70s. And it's both genders. It's not just the men. It's not just the women. It's even the little children. The mentality. You be just listen. Sometimes just listen. Sometimes just stop and listen. And listen to how they talk. Their mentality. Everything comes back to their mentality. What's your mentality like? Do you have any morals? What's your values? Do you stand on any principles? I hear it, but do you really stand on principles? Me and Pee Wee was talking about this earlier today, about the courtesy. What happened to common courtesy? What happened to common courtesy? Now, I get it. I get it for those that was born, I call them social media babies. I get the social media babies. But what happened to the prehistoric people? Those are the people that was born before social media. What happened to the prehistorical people that was raised to have morals? What happened? Salute, Pee Wee. It's always a pleasure.
Salute, Shank.
Handle your BI.
First and foremost, I want to salute everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's listening to this, everybody that'll watch this on a replay. I hope that I can help somebody understand their growth, their development, and there's lack of growth and their lack of development. Now, Shank, you did a wonderful introduction job. Thank you for doing that for me, please. Thank you very much. I know I haven't done this in a while, but it's something that came across my mind and it's starting to irritate me with listening to what's going on in our communities and in the world, right? And then, like Shank said, we call it the blame thrower. We always want to shoot the blame on somebody else. My mother did this, my father did that, whatever the case may be. And some people can't help their circumstances, so we learn to live with them. But when we talking about mentality, we talking about the way you think, the way you process things, what you think will be successful, what you think won't be successful, how you live, everything that you do this existence in your life has to do with your mentality, direct result that goes back to your mentality. And I have to explain to you how this demonstration came about, because I look at my community. I work with the community. I work with mental health people. I have family. I have friends, and some of them, their mentalities, the way they think, their attitudes, their temperaments, is starting to make me irritated, because I was the one that used to live in them irritations, in them mentalities. The mentality, I'm gonna get it how I live. Well, how you live? Uh, I'm gonna get it. I'm a rumble no matter what I have to lose. Do the consequences of your actions meet your attitude? Do it enhance your life? Does it make you better? Now, on another note, I gotta say that sometimes life is just life. Things is gonna happen that's out of your control. But do you know that it's out of your control? Do you know, or are you going to give it that much energy for something that you can't control, like the next person? I can't tell Shank how to do, what to do, when to do, what I want him to do. But it's a lot of people out here that's in the world that think they can control other people. It's not happening. Um, so I was looking at the mentalities of my family. That I like them as a person, but I don't like the way they think. I like them, and they see, because I was the same one that came from a background of a mentality that being out in the streets, right? I don't live like that today. I had to change my frame of thinking. I had to change the way I looked at things. I had to stop short selling myself. First of all, I had to stop acting like I knew everything. Have you ever been someone with the mentalities that act like you know and you don't know, and don't ask the dumbest question? Is the one that's never asked. You never ask the question to say, or you never have the courage, or you feel as though you're embarrassed because of your thinking and your mentality, your projection on other people, to say, I don't know. I don't know. So um that got to do with the directly result of you. And my belief, yes, I believe in a higher power. Yes, I believe in God. I believe in all that. But I believe that God wakes me up every day, gives me an opportunity to make my own decision. Even the devil, because I heard Shank talking about the Bible. Even the Bible say he gave us a will. He gave us a will to do what we had to do to choose between right and wrong, good and bad, uh, differences. He gave us that will to make choice. What are you choosing? And as I see, and I gotta say, like a lot of our young black men are choosing this mentality. I'm not saying don't be a man. I'm not saying be a coward. I'm saying what decision best fits the production of your life. I'm gonna shoot this guy. So I done shot this guy. I done unalived this guy, and not not being emotionally stable. First of all, because let me tell you, a lot of times, these so-called thugs, they go hard, whatever the case may be. They don't have a moral compass. You know what I mean? Is this going to lead me? Is this going to make my life better or not? I can tell you, a prison cell with a toilet in it and two men living in it or two women living in it is not going to make your situation any better. You're just going to be sitting there rotting away, smelling somebody's feet, smelling their urine. I mean, smelling their whatever. You got to live in the cell, and then they move you with somebody that you don't know. You have to become acquainted with this person over a period of time. And then once you become acquainted with it, sometimes that person leaves you, or you leave that person. So now you got to start the process all over again of living under the circumstances with somebody that you don't know. That ain't gonna make my life better. The thing about it is the mentality of this thinking is keep ending our young men, our women. And because listen, every time I turn on the internet, what happened? Because I gotta say this, because I was having this conversation earlier. What happened to grace? What happened to consideration? What happened to respect? What happened to integrity? Oh man, what happened? What happened to guidance? Whereas though, and because in our neighborhood, I'm not gonna say nothing disrespectful in front of Shank mother, because his Shank mother is liable to come back and go tell my mother, and then I'm not gonna say it was like it was the village. What happened to the village that raised everybody? You didn't go around cussing the neighbors out. If the neighbor got cussed out, it's 9 out of 10 the whole neighborhood didn't like, or they knew they was nosy. But was it all right for me to cuss a grown person out as a teenager? We were brought up with these things. We seen the struggles of our parents. We see it's the same way as like we see the drug addicts and all that stuff. We see that. So do we want to live like that? What am I attracted to, and why am I attracted to it? That be a lot of times, like, because you think it look fun, or you think you're gonna get over, or you think you're gonna get past, or you aren't gonna have to deal with this. But guess what? It all comes back to you, because you can't unseen what you already seen. The same way you can't unsay what you already said. So if you got the experience in life, and you're not giving it to anybody else, you're not because we know we can't save everyone. But the most important person I need to save is myself. I need to save my thinking. I need to think my way through harsh demonstrations, hard situations. It's called life. You want to live it, but you don't want to deal with it. You walk around, you numb. You want to sacrifice yourself. You don't think about the penalties. You don't think about the repercussions that your own thinking will have you in. Craziness. And I see it on a daily basis. Our young men have adapted this mentality, this attitude of the streets, whereas though, oh, I gotta go, or he can't say that to me. He can't. No, nobody's supposed to verbally disrespect you, but it's not what you do. It's not what you do. It's how you do it. Do you respect yourself? Do you love yourself to say, I'm not going to jail for this fool? Do you have the mentality to be able to weigh the scales of the situation and the possibility of how it might come? I'm not saying that ain't nobody get away with murder. I'm not saying that ain't nobody took something bad and turned into something good. But in order to turn something bad into something good, you have to change your thinking about towards that. Or how long are you going to run your life? How long are you going to run your life into going towards a brick ball at high warp speed? Because you're running into destruction. And a lot of our sons, daughters, grown people have ran their life into destruction. You got the person, they just want a feeling. What you talking about? I'm talking about everybody's not addicted. Everybody's not. I'm not mad at the person that can manage, can smoke weed, drink, do whatever they do to enjoy themselves. Because we live life so we can have some enjoyment. But are you going to become addicted? Or are you going to become unmanageable with it? Or are you going to continue to go towards this demise that you set for yourself? Because a lot of times it's in my thinking that I set these things for myself. As I was saying, I'm the person that switched lanes. I had to change my thinking. First of all, I had to learn how to read. Second of all, I had to go to school. Third of all, I had to listen. I had to listen to somebody else. I had to have somebody to guide me through to fix my moral compass. My moral compass was off because I didn't have too many morals. I wasn't worrying about what the next person thought about me, which I thought was important at the time. But the most important thing is, what do I think about me? How do I feel about me? How? We got all these movie stars. They're doing strange things, whatever. The thing about it is, what I'm saying is then you wonder, well, why am I like this or why am I like that or how did this affect my life? My mentality affected my life because I did this. I end up in the trauma. Because listen, a lot of the trauma that we experience, if we wouldn't have put ourselves there, right? Or if we wouldn't have been in that situation, or if my mentality wouldn't have said, that's a nice place to go hang out, I wouldn't have seen the guy got shot. I wouldn't have seen the baby. I wouldn't have seen the baby get hit by the car. I wouldn't, these is regular occurrences, but I was there. What took me there? I took me there. I took me there. A lot of times, people don't look at the part. Everybody want to point the finger. But when you point the finger, it's 3 pointing back at you. It's 4 in the thumb. It's 3 fingers in the thumb pointing back at you. So that means, guess what? Who problem is? You're the biggest problem. It's you. It's nobody else. And I get tired of seeing, because listen, we got the guys that want to take the shortcut. I want to sell drugs. It look easier. You know what I mean? It look faster. It looks speedier. But we never think, or I never thought, I'm gonna say I, because a lot of times I don't know if I'm the only one with this mentality. It look easier, it look faster, right? But what if I get caught? We never think about the what if I get caught? What if I get jammed up? What's gonna happen if we never think about this? We go with the intentions of getting away, but we never think of the possibilities, because there's always a possibility. The possibility is, what if I get caught? I don't know if anybody on here ever went through the booking process. I've been through the booking process. I don't know if anyone ever been through the shame and guilt of being placed in a police car with your hand. You're being detained, restrained like an animal because your mentality said that was the right thing to do. Because I couldn't control my emotions and my feelings, right? And I had to, for the eyes of others. Shank said that a lot of times. A lot of times it's for the eyes of others. But when I'm sitting there in the cell with that little ugly brown tray and that plastic bag full of garbage, because I'm not even gonna call that food, when that plastic bag full of garbage, wondering, having to eat it sometimes because I'm hungry, or because I'm going to be there, so I might as well adapt now, right? I don't think about this stuff. All I think about is, oh, I'm going to get away. And then, see, because I don't know if a lot of people know that imprisonment, going and getting incarcerated, has a mental effect on you. It has to do with your mental health. Because first and foremost, with the mentality, I come home, I've been locked up, I come home, things done changed. First of all, I gotta catch up with things because life didn't stop moving outside because I was inside and I stopped moving. I want to party. I gotta catch up with the Joneses. Everybody got this, everybody got that. When I came from my mother, and I came to the canal, I could have swore I came in the world buck naked with nothing. So guess what? How I'm gonna leave the world? Buck naked with nothing. You know what I'm saying? But now I got the mentality, I got the thinking that because I want to get back on top fast, I want to be up there with everybody else. I want this woman and I want that woman, right? Or I want this man and I want that man. And then when I don't want to be patient enough to give myself time enough to come up or to adapt. I just want. So I'm running with the mentality of wanting. By any means necessary, I gotta go get. So now I'm stuck. Possibility back in jail again. Possibility, because I don't know what I might do to get to it. I don't know what I might do to get her. I don't know what she's involved in, first of all. I haven't gave myself time enough. I just know that she look good and she's attractive. All I do is, what I do know, everything that look good to me ain't good for me, right? Ladies, I love the ladies. I have been fortunate enough to have a soldier by my side. You know what I mean? My girl, that's my friend, that's my lover, that's my confidant. But when I say every time I turn, like we got social media now. Man, Shank talked about this earlier. We have social media now. And every time I look on social media, everybody gotta have a fat ass. Everybody get cute. Nothing wrong with it. I like fat asses. I like pretty free. I like pretty faces. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's what you're doing, and if you're getting paid, congratulations. But a lot of them not getting paid to the point where they say they is. Right? A lot of social media is dreams, aspirations, nonsense. It's just not real. If you did getting it, I'll take that. But half the women on there is naked. You know what we call them back in our day? Or the women that walked around naked, half nude, not telling you how to dress, not judging you on your dressing. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. But when we were coming up, we called those prostitutes. We called them prostitutes that walked around half naked, with no clothes on, revealing themselves, whatever. That's how we seen. That's how prostitutes walk around. Regular, normal ladies, women did not walk around like that. I'm not judging, so don't put me on the judge category. I'm just talking about the mentality of the thing. And it's all right for you to have a fat ass and show it out in public now. But what about the kid that's looking at your fat ass? What about that person that don't want to see it? What about that? What about you exposing your goods to somebody else? Because that's yours, your mentality. Make your money the way you got to make your money. But you got to have some kind of morals and principles behind it. If that's the way you get it, that's the way you get it. I'm not trying to change nobody into nothing they don't want to be, but I'm just talking about then when you can't find the relationship because your ass has been all over social media. Um, You've been walking around half naked in a relationship, and so in my mind, and a lot of prior because of their mentalities, a lot of dudes don't pay. Oh, she was on social media, she looked good. Well, okay, we know there's such thing as baby suits and all that, but the whole world that's seeing your body, I don't want it. Speaking for me, I don't want it. Or because, and then I try to start a conversation. A lot of people, what I had to learn for myself and for a lot of people don't even know what they like or want because that mentality, what do you really want? Was it that you desire? I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about unseen jewels that's dropped inside of you that can't nobody take from you because you always carry them with you no matter where you go. Because where I go, I remember used to being people saying anything to me, anybody say anything to me, especially in the neighborhood, because I wouldn't leave the neighborhood where I thought I was most respected. When I got outside, though, when I left my comfort zone and I did something different to become comfortable and productive and prosperous in life, I got the respect. Because guess what? They some people don't know that PWEE used to use drugs. Some people don't know that, so they call me my last name Reed, Mr. Durrell. Uh, they call me those things, them things that we don't think about growing up and wanting to be. You understand what I'm saying? And then, well, me walking around here because of my own mentality, my own doing. I'm walking around here in a deep state of depression. What? Why am I depressed? First of all, you depressed with yourself because you're disappointed with yourself. You're not happy about yourself. You lack confidence. You lack importance. You lack prioritizing. Things that's gonna make you better. Well, what's important to you? Of course, we're gonna say our kids, where I live, but okay, you may and the money, you out there in the streets making all this money, getting all those things, but guess where it don't count at? when you in the grave or you in jail. Because no drug dealer I know ever in the United States ever took that brand new Mercedes Benz to jail with them. They never took the Nikes to jail with them. They never took all the money and the drugs to jail with them, because that's why they was going to jail. The murderer never get to jail. A murderer can't have a gun in jail or a knife. They can't. It's just not there. So now you've been stripped down and you got to fend for yourself. And that's comfortable. That makes you happy. You have to get there depending on how much time you have. You have to get there, learn how to survive in a society where you're restrained. You're not getting filet mignon and come on, I can go eat filet mignon right now. I'm free. I can go do a lot of things right now because of the change in my mentality. Did my mentality take me to prison? Yes, it did. Did I go into depression? Yes, I have. Did I have mood swings? Yes, I did. Did that stuff affect my life? Yes, it was, because I was miserable. How can you seek happiness and become miserable? You're looking for something that you already possess outside yourself to make you happy. Because happiness starts with self. I'm happy with myself today. I remember not being happy with myself, down on myself, depressed, not being able to do what I thought would make me look better, would make me look fine, would make me look like I got it going on when I really don't. Success is not the rich person. Success is the person that thinks, what's my next best move? Success is one moving from one place to another, from one bad to a better. Everybody say, if you look at my life, go back and look at some of the videos and the things that I shared of me being homeless or helpless. I was adopted as a kid. I was a foster kid. I was abused as a kid. My twin brother got killed. My twin brother's been was locked up most of his life, and then come home to get killed. I don't talk to my biological sister because of her mentality and thinking, or because of our differences, right? If I imagine me living that in today, a lot of people bring their yesterday into the day. My yesterday is gone. I can't go back and change that. But I can change my today. A lot of people don't believe that. Why? Because they want something to be handed. Who are you for something to be handed to you? Who are you for you to be entitled to something that you didn't work for? Who are you? Why do you think this? What makes you better than a person that gets up every day, that goes to work, earn their living, takes care of their family, pay their bills, and you don't got to, and you don't have to? Or what makes you can't come up to think with a business plan to start your own business, to get your own things, to get the desires with no repercussions? Yeah, you might fall short. Yeah, the bills might, all that. That's called life. Things happen. But what makes you any different? Young man, young lady, everybody got these high dreams with no drive to go get them. Or somebody like, you so bad, you so nice, we just gonna walk in and make you a movie star. We're gonna make you a platinum rapper. Let me tell you something. I realize it's all right for everybody not to like me, because I like me at the end of the day. A lot of people don't even understand that it starts with you and it ends with you. How you think a lot of people go to war, go to government? The mentality, because today, if you look at the mentality of us today or our society today, a lot of us is numb. We are actually becoming numb to the violence and the nonsense of the world, whereas though it doesn't even affect us like it used to. Because you can get mental trauma from seeing something, from participating in something that you didn't want to participate in. How about that? That you don't know, but you don't have enough confidence in yourself, enough belief in yourself to say no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know, do because that was a question that I was asking on the demonstration. Do people understand that your mentality affects your life and your mental health? Let me give one more. Let me give another example on this. People think that selling drugs, uh, robbing stores, all that's easy money. Let me tell you, first of all, let me talk about selling substances. First and foremost, you got to make sure your money right to buy the substance. So how you gonna get that money, right? Second, you got to make sure that you make a profit and you got re-up money. Now you got to think about, and if you give anybody something, if you let somebody hold something, now you got to think about, is they gonna give me my money back, or is they gonna pay me? Yeah, you got some loyal drug addicts that's gonna pay you your money back, and you got some just gonna say whatever, catch me when you can. Um, then the ones that you catch when you can, what you're gonna do to them? How can you get blood from a turnip? The drug addict ain't got it. And if he do got it, he ain't trying to give it to you. So he's gonna tell you he don't got it. So what you gonna do? Rob him, murder him, beat him up? Okay. It might make him do what you want him to do, but what is it gonna cause you? A bail, possibly a prison sentence. But you got it, but you want it easy. When you can get up, make an honest living, right? Make an honest hustle, however you want to call it, living, hustle, own a computer, investments, whatever you want to call it. You can get up and make honest money where you can, where it's accounted for, because you're not the only one that know the number of money that you had in. Relax, chill, do what you sometimes work when you want to. Don't come to work, because I don't got to come to work if I don't want to, and I still get paid. It wasn't always like that, though. I was out putting in work that wasn't paying off, right? So what is more comfortable for you? What is better for you? I'm not saying you got to take my route. I'm not saying that you got to choose somebody else's route. What is your route? Because it's up to you at the end of the day. Everything. I never got fed except when I was a baby, something that I didn't want to eat. If I don't want to eat it, I can get up and leave it. I got to pick it up and put it in my mouth. It's that stuff that's that simple that people don't understand, that it starts with you and it ends with you. Relationships. I want a tall, dark, handsome, $1 million, six-figure man. Well, where you looking for him at? Are you helping him get to six figures? I want this pretty girl with all her own money, with a fat bod and all that. What do you have to offer her besides self-destruction or your mentality? What do you have to offer her? What are you bringing to the table? Not financially, mentally, emotionally. What are you bringing? Everybody want all these glorious things, but nobody have the endurance, the drive, the go get that what you, or you don't even want to become what you're looking for. How about that part? You don't want to become what you're looking for. Because listen, because I can clearly say that when I was on, I'm just trying to hit her, I'm just trying to have sex, I'm just trying to do this and do that, my mindset wasn't even willing to, my ears that was always on my head didn't even want to hear nothing or listen to anything she had to say, because the only thing I was out for was one thing, right? So anything that was important to her, anything that was hurting her feelings, it didn't concern me. Because guess what? I wasn't concerned. My mentality wouldn't allow me to think outside of myself and realize that, okay, I want something for her, but I gotta do these things, or or I feel as though I have to impress her with my money. No, I ain't got money to impress you with. But I know how to love you. I know how to care for you today. I know how to be there for you like you there for me. I know what a partner is, a life partner, because I got one. You understand what I'm saying? I know how to, even when I don't want to listen, I know how to tell myself, not her, that I don't want to hear. Tell myself, well, calm down, listen to what she got to say, because it might be conducive to your relationship and your life, right? I know how to agree to disagree where I don't like that. I don't do that. I don't like tomatoes. You like tomatoes? You don't like cucumbers? You don't gotta eat them. Same way I ain't gotta eat tomatoes. But I'm not mad because you don't like tomatoes. The mentality of people. Well, you don't eat tomatoes? Tomatoes good. They're good to you. They're not good to me. You understand what I'm saying? But you're walking around with the mentality of trying to force your thinking and your way on somebody else. And it's your thinking, your way, what you like. Another person ain't gotta like it. Another person don't even have to like you. Really. They really don't gotta like you. And people don't understand. It's all right for everybody not to like me. I am not everybody's cup of tea. Or I want everybody with this I blacked out and I'm not saying blackout is serious. Blackout is a part, but how did you get to the point of being blacked out to the point that you want to hurt somebody? Most effectively, you want to hurt yourself. It's okay. And people quick to say, well, they took me there, they went there. Oh, so you allow somebody to control you like a puppet. Or you didn't have the nerve enough to leave. Or say, okay, I don't want to talk about it. Or how about this? It's cool to say, you won. It's no winner, but you won. That's not what I want to do no more. Sometimes the best walk is to walk away. Because guess what? Now I can walk anywhere. If I stand there, I might be walking just around in this 5x8 for the rest of my life. The mentality, the thinking. Why? And you wonder why your life is in shambles. What you doing to make your life better? What are you doing? What's up for you next? It's all right to sit and watch TV because that's called relaxation, entertainment. But if that's what you do all day, that's what you're going to get all day. Nothing. You do not. Remember, the old song thing was Bob Marley, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You don't do nothing, you don't get nothing, but you want everything. Somebody tell me how that works. Yeah, some of us get lucky. Some of us get we have trust funds and our family wealth. But I'm talking to the ones that don't have those luxuries. Are you trying to set up for your family? Are you trying to set up for your life? Um, are you stuck in a mentality that's constantly getting you nowhere, coming up with great ideas? You're getting great ideas, but are you sticking to them? Or are you willing, or you have this great idea, but you're not willing to put the work in to bring that great idea to light? Because everything you see in existence was a thought of somebody, from your tennis shoes to your hairline to a shape-up. All that is a thought of somebody. So what? What are you going to get? Are you going to just, because a thought, Shank, let me ask this, is a thought that's never manifest really a thought? It was a thought, but can't nobody see it but you. So what good is it to the world? That's why we got different people here. That's why we're here to help one another, but we're constantly destroying one another. Because I want to make another demonstration, but why, as a human beings, not talking about no specific color, why have we became attracted to someone else's downfall? What is the where does that attraction? I can't answer attraction. I don't want to see no one downfall, but if someone's downfall and it happens before my eyes, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm not gonna sit here and watch that. And I'm just being honest and transparent about me. But why do we want to see somebody else downfall? Why do we want to see somebody else misfortune? Why are we attracted to drama? Why? It's not exciting because listen, somebody's mother, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle has been destroyed. And we want to watch it like it's entertainment. And that's what we want to do. I'm not understanding that. Let me say, I'm not understanding that. So, excuse me, I'm at work. But why are we entertained as human beings by that? I really don't know. I'm really trying to understand. And yes, your mentality, in my this is my opinion. Your mentality does affect your life and your mental health, because my mentality leads to my life. My life leads to my well-being, and my concern with the mentality, the way I think, the way I perform, the way that things that I expect in life, and then when I can't handle it or it goes against me, I don't know how to deal with it. My mentality, my mental health. I'm sick. I'm ill. I got this diagnosis. I got depression. I have bipolar. I have schizophrenia. I have all this stuff from my mentality in my life, and wonder why. Yes, so it does affect it somehow. Some things is just out of my control. I know I can't control it. But as long as my mentality right and my life is somewhat put together, I probably can deal with it. Everything is we got trauma, we got trauma experiences, we got traumatic experiences, far as we got loss experiences. Uh, but I'm talking like even our older people that's been here for so long, like we can't say you don't know what to do, but what part of your mentality say it's all right to learn what not to do? What part of your mentality don't give you the wherewithal to think about what's going to happen next? What part of your mentality doesn't allow you to sit down and read a book or become educated about something you want to know? What about your mentality? Because it's not nobody else. Because nobody's stopping you. Can't nobody stop you from reading the book. Can nobody stop you from learning? What is it about your mentality that corrupts you? Is at the end of the day, it's your mentality. It's you. My enemy, the enemy. The hardest person to overcome and conquer and challenge is myself. Sometimes I don't want to deal with me. A lot of people don't want to deal with them. You don't like a person, don't put yourself in their presence. You don't want to be, you don't like where you at, guess what? Make an effort to move. You don't like your financial win, guess what? Come up with something to make you some money. Because at the end, it's all going to benefit you. How are you moving the pieces around in your life? How are you conducting your mentality. Can you change it? Sure, you can. You're not stuck. You might become stuck. You can get stuck. But how long do you have to suffer the consequences of being stuck where you are with nothing, unhappiness, until you get to the point of mentality where you want to change it or put in the work? Because a lot of times, stuff that we believe and think in ourselves because of our lack of confidence, lack of self-belief, it's really not as hard as we thought it was going to be. Because being, I tell you today, being as successful as I am in my life, it really wasn't that hard. Once you start doing it, once you become adept, once your mentality starts to change, once you start looking at things different, once you start looking at life through a different lens, through a different view, once you stop, once guess what? How about this? Once you start believing in something other than just yourself, things really wasn't that hard. It was hard. It was bumpy. The ride was bumpy. The road had some tilts and some holes and some potholes, right? But I didn't fall into the hole and keep falling. I got up and I tried it again. I kept pushing. I kept going. I keep going. I keep going. So, Shank, if you want to put somebody else on the panel, because the question is, do you affects your life and your mental health? That's really was a question. But I was just telling my point of view of how I know that it does. It does for me. It does for me.
I think it was excellent for you to do it as a question. Appreciate that super sticker, Juanita. Appreciate that super sticker, Juanita. So I dropped the link. If anyone would like to join me and PWEE on the panel, feel free to click on the link. You touched off on a lot of good things when you look at it, but you was going somewhere when you was speaking on enemy, and you touched a little bit in me, the enemy that's in me. That was so deep.
Yeah, the enemy.
Are y'all listening? Rock Squad, are y'all listening? He
Enemy.
says the enemy, the worstest enemy is the enemy that's in me. It just goes back to the accountability part. We are so quick to point the finger, but another good thing you touched off on, for every finger that you point at somebody, there's 3 fingers and a thumb pointing back to you. Are y'all listening? Was y'all
Who's the
listening
most
to
problem, Shank?
Pee-wee?
A lot of times people forget that their problem is really their own problem. Because even listen, I don't want to deal with somebody else's. Listen, I don't know how to deal with somebody else's problem. So because it's not my problem. But how I deal with it, I don't deal with it. Because I don't want to take on their problem. If I can help, sure. If I can assist, sure. But I'm not going to take on your problem.
And
a lot, because I don't. This I'm telling you, even in our families, in our social lives, and our friends, the hardest sentence, the hardest thing to say, and a lot of people say they say, "Yo, that's not easy. That's not." The hardest thing to say is no.
Yep.
That's a complete sentence. No.
Yep.
The way you accept, the way you take my no, the way you embrace the no, is totally up to the person that you're saying no to. Okay, well, are you gonna stay stuck on me because I said no, or you gonna come at me because I said no?
It's getting ready to get real deep. We got Juanita up here. Slide in, Juanita.
Salute, PWEE. Salute, Shank.
Salute, Juanita.
I ain't feeling a little better, but I'm getting better. But Pee Wee, I like what you discussed, and I feel what you saying, and I can touch on some of them things you were saying. For myself, I have to watch the enemy in me. That's why I got to pray every day because I know how I could be, and sometimes I could be hot headed. But like you said, I can only be responsible for my action and what I do. I can't be responsible for nobody' action or how anybody can control themselves. You know, I deal with mental health on a day to day basis, and this is it's a battle, it's a struggle. You know, I had to keep telling myself, I can go to jail sober. You know, if I act out on them thoughts or act out the way I feel I should act out, it can land me in jail. And I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm trying to move forward. So I have to keep my neck on the enemy in me, because he can get out of hand. So I like what you're saying, Pee Wee.
Yeah, but Juanita, you understand like where we come from. The brand
Definitely.
tab. That it has to be a change in something for you. Is it had to be a change in something for you to get better.
Exactly.
And
Everybody, that's why I say that. And me and Shank talk about stuff like this when we talk on the phone. Like you want a brand new car, but your credit messed up.
Right.
You don't have a driver's license.
Pee
You
Wee,
don't
Right.
let
have
me
anything to possess a brand new car.
Pee Wee, let me just slide in because I know I will forget this. And the worstest thing that any of us, the worstest of advice that any of us can take is from a person that never traveled down that road.
Exactly.
We hear it,
Exactly.
we hear it so many times. Somebody that never traveled down that road won't need to travel down. Somebody that never traveled down that road that Pee Wee traveled down. Somebody that never traveled down that road that Shank traveled down. Always trying to tell Juanita and Pee Wee and Shank about that road and what they need to do. I was at work today, and then I'm going to slide out. I was at work today. Somebody going to try to tell me my job description.
Hmm.
And I'm looking at her and I'm like, I does this right here. This is what
Mm.
I does. This is what I do when I come in every day. You don't do what I do. So you don't know my job description. You might think you know it, but you don't know my job description. Come back in, Pee Wee, and
Yeah,
Juanita.
so we want all these things. We want all these prosperous things, but our mentality doesn't match what we want. You know how how Juanita, I gotta get direct this to would you. You know how you wanted to stop using drugs, but every time you turned around, you was buying them.
Yeah.
That mean you had to stop thought, but you had to buy the mentality because you wouldn't got them.
But see, that's because I wasn't tired of being sick and tired at that point. You know what I'm saying? My
Right,
mind
but
was
that.
saying one thing, but my body was craving another.
Mm-hmm.
So, no matter how much I told myself how much I wanted to stop, I couldn't, you know,
Right,
till I had the
exactly.
right tools, the right program to stop. And I'm glad I did stop when I did stop. But I want to touch on what Shane just said, because I had a lady actually took me there at one point when she was trying to tell me about my addiction. So I turned around and asked, I said, "Have you ever used drugs?" She said, "No." I said, "So how the hell you gonna try to tell me where I've been? Until you walk in my shoes and go down the road that I went through, then we can have a conversation. But
Right.
until then, you can't tell me, well, you should have done this, you should have did this, or came out. Look, you can't tell me that. You can't tell a person who addicted to drugs when they should stop. They can't stop until they ready to stop.
Amen.
You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I know for me, if I would have got clean for everybody else besides Juanita, it wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have worked. You know what I'm saying? But see, not
Mhm.
only, and what I have learned in this time around is not only did I had to change my using, but I had to change my mindset. I had to change my behavior because I still see people who not using still got the behavior and the mindset of an addict.
Because they never, because I gotta say this too, Juanita. They never take the time to invest in self. They
Right.
because you have the things you have, some of the things that you have in life and that you want, right? And a lot of problems they get blinded by their own mentality, their own thinking. Because like, I got a house, I got a car, I got this, so I
But
can
that
do
don't
this.
change nothing.
That don't change your attitude, your outlook, and your perception on
Exactly.
what's right and what's wrong.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? We have took the time. When I say we, I'm talking about me, you, Shank, and everybody else who's living the way that they want to live, have took the time to do some self-investing. I had to leave my hometown because guess my hometown wasn't conducive to me. Shank had to leave his hometown because guess what? He didn't feel as though his success was there.
Right.
You had to go somewhere. You had to listen, remove yourself from the mess so you can see clearly.
Right.
Remove yourself from yeah, guess what? How about this? I don't know if you ever had y'all, I'm quite sure you have when I need to talk about this. Familiar pain. The pain, you so used to the pain that it's familiar with you. So it's so familiar with to you. So you would rather deal with the pain of being familiar than trying to going out and experience something else new that might hurt you versus I'm gonna stay in what I know is familiar, what I know. So you don't became comfortable being uncomfortable and in pain. If that's not insanity or
But that's,
mental illness, I
yeah,
don't know what it is.
yeah, that's craziness right there. That's insane right there. Because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna deal with that and be familiar with the pain and still be in pain, but not use. Nah, that's not gonna work.
that's it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's not gonna work
But
for me.
and it's a lot of people that's a lot of domestic violence, abusive family members or stuff like that. You're abusive, and I accept it because I'm familiar with it, or I'm all right with you. So that means, guess what that means? I either love you more than me, and I love myself, or I just don't love myself at all. In my
Yeah,
eyes,
yeah. And see, like today, I gotta love some family members from a distance because they stuck on stupid. You know what I'm saying? They stuck on stupid because they want to remember me when I was back there. They don't want to see me right now. You know what I'm saying? And I
right,
refuse to be in that space with them because it's like, okay, I'm working on myself. I'm trying to better myself. Every day I'm trying to be a different person, better person. Now what you stuck on, I can't help you. You gotta help you. But I'm
right,
not gonna be there with you because that's what you stuck on.
And
What I
and
used to do, I'm not doing them things no more.
and
right,
what I learned, Juanita, is they can't accept the new you because they haven't got rid of the old them. See,
right,
Exactly.
they stuck, you know.
Exactly.
And
right.
so here you come, you new, you fresh, you
Yeah.
born again, you born again. But they can't see it in you because they can't see. Everything starts with self first.
It absolutely does, and then and that's why I deal with them from a distance because I refuse to be stuck where they are or be led back to where they not trying to go.
Right. Or why you still living somewhere? Why you still living somewhere that I no longer live anymore?
Right.
Exactly.
And
And, and,
always,
and
not to cut y'all off, but always telling you, I know you, I know you. You know the old
old
me.
me,
Yeah.
not the
Right.
new me.
You
Right.
don't know. You don't know the new me. You haven't had
Right.
a chance to meet the new me because you haven't grew yet. You have
Exactly. You the one stuck on stupid. You the one don't want to come out the past.
exactly
I'm
what
I'm I'm moving forward.
bingo. And what you're not going to do is you're not going to remind me. of the
Exactly.
old me, because the old
Exactly.
me is gone.
Dead and gone.
Buried and put up, out of the
Yes.
way.
That
Yes.
mentality is gone, and it resorts back to, even if somebody does something to you, you allowed it. And that's why
Exactly.
I always say accountability. I always look at what I done, and
Yeah.
what I done, what I shouldn't have done was entertain a fool.
And see, earlier I put in the chat, when you know better, you do better. And unfortunately, some people don't do better. They just, even if they know, they just refuse to do better. And I say to myself, okay, well, I let them deal with the consequences of their action. I'm only responsible for self. Self, what I do. You know what I'm saying? Take action for myself. I can't take action for what you do.
One,
And your mentality. You
right.
know,
Let me say
just
this though, real quick. Sorry for cutting y'all off, but let me say this real quick. Because if you don't change, right? Because everybody think, well, if I move, this gonna change, that's gonna change. But what a person fails to realize, you take you wherever you go.
Exactly. No matter where you go.
You taking you with you. You can't leave you. Self sit right here until I get back. I'm gonna go out here and do and be somebody. No, you take you wherever you go. So if you take a toxic mentality, a toxic thinking, when you move, you're taking that person with you. So you got to change that. A lot of people don't want to put in the work to change that.
nope. And you're gonna take that toxic person into your next relationship, and you're gonna keep on taking that same toxic person into each relationship that you go into, and
and
you're gonna
and
go ahead.
and it will never change if you don't change,
It'll
because the
never
same
change.
behavior you have is going to be the same thing you take. It's like taking your baggage everywhere you go. If you don't get rid of it and address it and deal with it, the next relationship you get in is going to be the same bullshit.
It's
Excuse
gonna
my
be the same
same.
bullshit.
Yeah, same bull.
And
Because you
like I
ain't changing nothing.
That's when the accountability part comes in. I don't want to hear what so and so. I don't want to hear what your girlfriend done to you. I don't want to hear what your boyfriend done to you. Now, if it's some physical stuff, I get it. But as a man, if I allow my woman to continuously cheat on me, if I allow my woman to continuously take my money, then who fault is that, Pee
It ain't
Wee?
nobody but yours, because that's what
It's
you
you.
allow. And my grandmother always say that. My grandmother always told me, she said, a man can only do what you allow. If
Oh.
you allow him to do it, he gonna do it. So it's only what you allow them to do.
Well, what I'm gonna do?
All right.
What I'm gonna do? How can I change the
Enough.
situation? It's different ways you could go about changing a situation. One way that I don't recommend for man or woman, I don't recommend that you put your hands on your boyfriend, your husband, or your girlfriend, or your wife. I don't recommend violence to solve no situation at all. Walk
Right,
away.
that's facts. That's
If
fact.
you if Pee Wee and Juanita, if I got to put my hands on my woman, I don't
Then you
need
don't
her.
need to be with her. You don't need to be with her. And that's what I say.
If I got to walk around with my chest on swole
You don't need to be with her.
around my woman, if I got to walk around with my chest on swole around my homies, I don't need to be around them.
Or if you gotta walk around on eggshells,
Exactly.
you don't need to
Or
be with
I don't need to
I
be
gotta walk
around them.
around and pretend. Pretend, yo,
exactly.
that movie, that whatever, Stomp the Yard, when he said, "You're
Mm,
the great pretender." I
mm.
remember being the great pretender, yo.
Yeah. We all
Yeah,
was
I
Being,
great
was
pre-
at
pretenders.
one point too. But you know what? I can't pretend no more, Pee Wee. I don't even know how to pretend no more, Pee Wee. You
Uh,
feel what I'm saying? And
uh,
people look at me
right.
and say, "Why you gotta be so honest about that?" I said, "Cause this is the way I gotta be. Why
yeah,
would I pretend to be something that I ain't?
yeah.
Only person I'm cheating is myself."
I'm Nick Cannon
So,
on Love Don't Cost a Thing. Remember, he was the nerd. And remember,
yeah,
he paid the $1,500 to hang out with the chick just because he wanted a
right.
rep. I'm him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then at the end, he was like, I love Michael Jackson, Beat It. I love what's the coffee or whatever but he was saying all the things that he liked doing and all the things that he loved, and everybody in that auditorium was like, they started to feel him, and they was like, yup, I'm with him, I agree with him, because they all was pretending. Even Paris, even the girl that he was after, she was pretending, and she broke it down to him. She was like, do you know what it means to have a rep? You gotta pretend.
But Shane, what is pretending gonna gain? What you gonna gain from pretending?
Nothing.
What you gonna get from pretending?
Nothing.
Okay, so why pretend?
Nothing.
You know, and there's a lot of pretenders out here to pretend to be something that they not.
And let me stay right there, y'all, because once upon a time, it wasn't like that. When we was young, that's when peer pressure really hit. All of us 70s baby. You a 70s baby, Juanita?
Nah, Shank, I'm right a lot older.
Okay.
I'm a 60 babies.
Okay. Late 60s, right?
Early 60s.
Okay, well, we're going to push you on the side, have a hot tub.
Don't do that.
I was trying to work with you.
I'm going to work with you, though, but don't do that too.
In other words, I was trying to get your ass to lie, but since you want to be honest,
all right, I'll be a 70s baby today.
Just go along with it. You hear me? That's when pressure really hit. But even when it hit, it wasn't as big as it is today. Because if y'all remember, if you was a car thief, you was a car thief. If you was a booster, you was a booster.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, that's what you were. But today, everybody is a hitter. Everybody is a killer today. And they think that, and like I tell people, look, man, if that's not you, that's not you. It's okay. Everybody ain't no hitter. Everybody ain't no stepper. Everybody ain't no goon.
Right.
It's okay to be a car thief if that's what you are. It's okay to be a booster. It's okay. It's okay. But when peer pressure really hit, it really hit. Like I said, we dealt with it. But we never crossed the line. I never crossed that line to where as though I gotta be this person. I seen that line. I got close to that line, but I never crossed that line in the jump in the broom and being something that I just wasn't. But I know people that did.
Right. You know what bothers me is I see a lot of folks, trying to fit in where they don't belong, where they don't, where they don't fit. They just want to be with because that's what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, it was a time where I wanted to fit in. I wanted to get in where I fit in, whatever. But today, if it don't fit me, I ain't wearing it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm not going to be right with it. You understand?
Yep.
I don't want to be somewhere and be miserable knowing the fact I don't fit in with you folks.
Yeah. And missing out on some real people that you could be
exactly where I actually fit at.
Bingo. You know what I mean? And it happens all the time. You good what they call it, the go along to get along game.
Yeah, see, I'm not that type of chick though, because I can't bounce like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't bounce like that.
Knowing you should be over there, but you over here.
Exactly. And that's how, a lot of people miss out on their blessings, because God can put them one place, but they choose to be another place.
Amen.
You feel what I'm saying? And he'll come back up. And that's, go ahead, we say, Pee-wee?
Or the square, I'm the square, but I'm trying to fit in with the circles. Yeah. I ain't trying to fit in.
Yeah.
I can't fit. You can't fit a square into a circle.
Right. You can't force it.
Right.
You can't.
This is what I'm talking about. Have you been around some people with more money than you, but you try to ball like they ball,
Yeah.
but you
That's
putting a
not gonna
financial
work.
strain. You you putting a financial strain on yourself, trying
Right,
to impress or fit in somewhere that you're not.
right. That's what it
The,
say. You trying to keep up with the Joneses, but you ain't got what
Joneses.
the Joneses got. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got what
Exactly.
the Joneses got.
Right.
So I try to stay where I know where I belong.
Right. Or
And
move
my
at your
grandma,
own pace.
right? It's say if it don't fit, don't force it,
Mm.
Right.
cause you
Little.
forcing something that don't even supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
Little shit.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
go ahead.
Juanita. Go ahead, Juanita.
See,
No, little
I
stuff
try.
like that. Little jewels like that that don't nobody. I don't know if anybody teaching this no more, or if people paying attention, or
I don't
because
think so.
people are selling themselves short, and then we'll say why, but what part did you play in trying to make it better?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
You
right,
understand what I'm saying? What
Mm-hmm.
part did you play in trying to fix what you messed up? You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? A lot of people want something and expect everything and expect it to be handed to them, but it's right there in front of you and you just won't reach out and get it. It's just a reach. It's
but
not a
most
stretch.
but most people want something for nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and ain't nothing out here free. I don't care what it is. You have to work for everything that you want. You know what I'm saying? That's like I said,
Mm-hmm.
working on self is an everyday job.
Say it again. And
Working on self is an everyday job. You just don't fix yourself in one day. They
and
don't work like that.
and that's why I said I don't got time to be worrying about you. You think I'm worrying about you. Nah,
Exactly.
I'm worrying about me. I'm
Right.
fixing me.
Right. What's over here is over here for me. You go ahead and keep what's over there and do what you gotta do. But I gotta get this together over here because in order for me to be better to you, I gotta be better to myself.
Preach. Preach. And
Right.
That's the
getting
only way.
Everybody
Only way
wants
I can help
instant
me, I can't help you until I help
instation.
myself.
exactly. And getting me together.
Cause see,
I can't give you some. I can't.
go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Juanita.
I can't give you what I don't
No,
have.
I'm just saying. Right. Exactly.
I can't give you
I
what I
can't love
don't
you
have.
until I love myself.
Exactly. I see.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, I was on damage control for so long. I was on damage control for so
Mm-hmm.
long. And when I came into this new way of life, this new way of living, this new me, I had to do a lot of work.
Mhm.
I had to
Mm-hmm.
listen to a lot of stories. I had to know the truth about me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And once I learned the truth
Mm-hmm.
about me, the
mm,
God honest truth, then I had to fix some things.
mm,
I had to definitely fix some things because the way I was going and the things I was doing, it wasn't working.
mm.
Not in this time of life. So I had to turn some tables, flip some pages, cry some tears, get
And
on my knees and pray to God
And
to fix
let
me.
me say this, Juanita. Right. Let me say this, Juanita. It was an acknowledgement that you had to acknowledge that somewhere in your life things wasn't going the way that you want them to go. A lot
Exactly.
of people don't want to don't want to acknowledge don't want to acknowledge their faults. They don't want to look at them. They don't want a self-examination. These are true words. Self-examination. Do an overall picture of you, an overall of your attitude, your thinking, your processing, and
How
then
about a
work on
per-
it.
how about a
The,
personal inventory?
mm, mm.
right. They don't want
Doing
to.
a
They
personal
don't want to
inventory.
do that though, yo.
But
Because
see, that's
guess
the
what?
only way you're
They
gonna
don't
get
want to.
better.
Right. But they don't see that. Because they don't want. You can't fix what you can't acknowledge. Because if you don't
Exactly.
acknowledge it, how you gonna fix it?
You know what gets
You
me
can't
is
fix it.
right. What gets me is the truth can be looking at them right in their face about who they are,
Mm.
and they turn a blind eye.
They not ready.
But then when it comes down, they want to point fingers. And
Yeah.
you remember when you say, when you point one finger, how many looking back at you?
Three,
If you
three story
point one
pointing at you
finger,
with a
how
thumb.
many pointing back at you?
Let me
Three
slide.
with a thumb.
Let me slide.
Okay.
What?
Let me let me slide in. Nola birthday is this weekend in 3 days.
Happy
We,
birthday, Nola.
we will be
Happy
doing
birthday, Nola.
a birthday celebration for you, Nola. So make sure you know that we will be doing a birthday celebration for Rock Squad's own Nola.
All right now. Happy birthday.
All right.
Many more to you. But you absolutely right, Pee Wee and Shank. Cause see, people today, they don't find they can find fault in everything somebody else do instead of finding fault in what they do. You know what I'm saying? If people started to take accountability for their actions and really know the truth about themselves, maybe we can turn this world around and things can get better.
We
You know what
could.
I'm saying? But it all starts with self first.
Yep, and it would turn around instantly because
Yeah,
everybody will be worried about self. The problem is everybody is worried about everybody else.
I know. They worry about the wrong
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Why? Because it's
And I
easier to
don't
look at your shit than versus look at my own shit. It's easier
right.
to look at Juanita shit. It's easier for me to look at Shane shit. Say, well, you ain't doing this right. I can see it. I can acknowledge. Can I look at it? No, because guess what? I'm gonna look at your shit because guess what? To me, your shit is glaring more than mine's is.
Mhm.
Right.
Nobody wanna look at that.
Right. But the
Everybody wanna
bottom
be
line.
these perfect human beings.
Yeah, but there ain't nobody out here
Wait, Juanita.
perfect but God. We supposed to every day push towards perfection.
Mhm.
We supposed to work towards
Strive.
perfection. Strive, yeah, that's the right word. Strive for,
Mm-hmm.
to work towards perfection. Just being honest about who you really are. When people really come to grips of who they really are and acknowledge that and be okay with that, then we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody, like you said, everybody they worrying about the wrong shit. We losing time here, people. you
Say it
know,
again.
we,
Say it
we ain't getting no younger. We losing time here. Who say we gonna live the day of tomorrow? I mean,
again.
come on, life ain't promised to none of us, really.
Mm.
So every day
Yeah.
is a day where we can actually work on ourselves to be better for the next day. And see, my
And,
history, my story reminds me of that.
Mm.
It's a constant reminder. You what you did then. You gotta do something better this time. You can't
Yep.
go back to doing what you was doing before. You know what you was out there doing before. You gotta do something better
right.
than what you did yesterday. Who did you
And the
help? Who did you
outcomes,
help?
right, and the outcomes is much better. It's much healthier.
Yes, it is
People
indeed.
don't realize that. A lot of
Yes,
people that
indeed.
they settle for the little bit. You settle for that. That's what you're in your mind say you all right with that. If that's who you are, cool. But don't don't get mad at the person that got more than you, or don't get upset with the person that's doing them and you talking about they doing too much. What is doing too much for them is? I don't know what's doing too much for me is.
I don't know what's doing too much for me is either. And if a person telling me, and if a person telling me I'm doing too much, you know what I tell them? I don't settle for less.
Right.
How
Or
about
you
that?
doing it.
If I'm doing too much,
Right.
I don't settle for less. Because I know it's more to me than what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Deep down inside, I know it's more to one neither than what I am presenting. I could do
Mm-hmm.
better. I could be better. It's more to me. And this is a marvelous thing for me because I know I have the power to change whatever it is I need to change about me. See, I
Let
have
me
the
let
power
me
to change about me. I don't know about nobody. I can't change nobody else but me.
let me slide in real quick, Marnie, and Shank, and ask y'all a question. And this is a serious question. Where did the lazy mentality come from?
Wow.
The laziness. The
Wow.
laziness. Because if it takes some work for me to fix me, why am I not enthusiastic enough or willing enough to put the work into myself to make my life better?
You know, I
Where
heard
did
this.
this
I heard.
lazy man this lazy mentality, excuse me, Wani, this lazy mentality that people were stuck in because you're not lazy, because you don't have the willpower or the want to get up and make your life better, and or it looks or appears to be too much. That's why they say a lot of times, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. It might look one way, but it's a totally other than way you see it.
You definitely right. You definitely right. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I heard the other night this guy said a lazy person with ambition is a dangerous person. And I was trying to
Exactly.
dissect that. A lazy person with ambition is a dangerous person. Now,
What?
I'm trying to grasp the saying of that because me personally, a lazy person can't get you nowhere. Being lazy ain't gonna get you nowhere.
No, and nothing.
Point blank period. You ain't gonna achieve nothing. You ain't gonna grasp nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing. I'm a go getter. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go get what the things I need to be a better person. You know, I'm pushing towards making things happen. I'm not one of the ones to sit back and wait for things to happen. I'm one of the ones to make things happen.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if you sit around and wait for somebody else to do something for you that you know you supposed to be doing it, guess what? It ain't gonna get done. So I don't know where that lazy mentality come from because I was raised in the house with my dad. My dad got up at 5 o'clock. Guess what? Everybody get up at 5. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell we getting up at 5 for? You getting up and do something till it's time for you to go to school or whatever you gotta do.
But it was teaching you though.
Yeah,
You
it
see what I'm
taught
saying?
me
It
a
was
lot.
teaching you.
Yes, it taught me not to be lazy. You know, it taught me a lot of stuff. Okay, I gotta, get up. If it means cleaning the house or walking the dog or doing something until it was time for me to go to school, I had to get up. And I think the word is getting up.
Right.
A lot of
Getting up,
people
getting out
don't
and
want
doing
to
something.
get up and do the things that's necessary for them to do to have a better life. We ain't getting no handouts these days. Ain't nobody handing us nothing.
They handing out jail sentences for the motherfucker. That man, they handing them out. They giving them out.
Well, that's freely right there because you can put yourself there anytime when you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Your thinking, your mentality, your perception. You
That
get
that
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 for
that
free.
that door don't never close.
Right.
That door open 24/7. And I had to remember what my sponsor told me back in the day. She said, "Come on, you get clean and sober, but if you don't do the work, you know you can go to jail sober."
Mm-hmm. And
That's a
thank
true
you.
business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, I wasn't in my right mind and I wasn't doing the right things when I did go to jail. But if I end up going to jail with a clean mind and a sober heart, I'll be insane.
Yes.
You feel
I'm
you
quite
you understand what I'm saying?
I'm quite sure.
I'm quite sure. And let me slide in and say this because I was talking to my sponsor earlier, and he said this: when a person, when you challenge a person norm, now this what I'm saying about the mentality and the lifestyle and the things that you think, that's your normal. That have became your normal. So when I challenge, because I had an incident where a female was telling me that something that had to do with the eclipse and all that stuff have to do with what's going on in her life, right? And I said, well, that's just life. Some things you control, some things you have no control over. So and it was irking me because I'm like, well, how's you stuck in a mentality? We've been having eclipse for eternity. So every time the eclipse comes, something bad gonna happen in my life, right? So
Right.
he told me, when you challenge somebody's norm with good intentions and common sense, they're not gonna always accept that because of that, because once again, because of that mentality and that thinking. That mentality and that thinking is that your behaviors and the way you act has became your normal.
Mhm.
So when you challenge somebody's normal, they're going to they're going to defend their normal because that is what's normal to them. They
To
don't
them,
see
exactly.
anything wrong with that. I said, wow. So so if a person walking around here, we talk about their mentality, not willing to change it, not seeing the consequences of their actions, and that's your normal, then guess what? You're gonna defend that.
Mhm.
So what we're doing now is we're challenging people normal and challenging them to take a look at it. Because there's some people, because you know some people that's gonna hear this will say, "Oh man, that's some bull crap. They just talking all that." It's some bull crap to you because we're challenging your normal because your normal is not sufficing or sufficient for what you're doing.
It's not conducive.
Exactly. So when you challenge people normal, Shank, that's what she gonna tell you what your job is. That's her normal. That's normal to her for her to think that she know what your job description is better than what you do.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
try to work me and try to get me to do half of her job and some of her job. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And that's good you stood up for it, Strength, because I know with me, when I was working, and it irks me how somebody gonna tell me how to do my job or
Yeah,
what my job's supposed to be when
yeah,
I know my job.
yeah. I've been doing this job for the last 4 months every day. You
Yeah,
know,
but try me doing mine for 30 years and somebody gonna tell me, no, you don't do that, you do this, and I've been doing this.
hey,
How you gonna tell me?
well, you would normally help me. Yeah, if I can. Now, if I can help you, I can help you. But if I can't help you, I can't help. And if I tell you what you say earlier in this demonstration, Pee Wee, no is a sentence. If I tell you no, accept the no. Don't try to take me all the way around the barnyard to
But
convince me
but
to
but
change my no. I said no.
but Sean, that's a problem, right?
Yeah,
No is a problem, right?
Yeah, tell
yeah,
them, Juanita, yes.
No, I'm gonna tell you, for all y'all out there, to some people, no is a problem for them.
yeah,
And some people feel like they can't accept a no.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm like, what
Yeah,
the hell is wrong with people? Why is no such a problem to people?
because no nobody like the word no. No nobody
Right.
like to be told no.
But
Everybody
see,
think everything comes with a yes. It
supposed to
doesn't
be a
come.
yes.
Everything is not a yes for everybody.
But see, yes is not always the right answer to everybody thinking. Like, I could take a no. If you okay, you no, okay, that's it. I find another way.
Right.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? If I call you and say, Pee Wee, I need you to come over here and move some furniture for me, and you said, nah, no, I can't do it. All right, cool. Let me find somebody else. Why I'm gonna cuss you out and be all down your throat and hate you because you said no?
Why? Because they don't put self-imposed limitations on themselves. They self-imposed.
Mhm.
They
They're
truly
not.
do.
They don't think. They don't think that it's another way or another opportunity going to come. So guess what? You're their only opportunity, and when you say no, they feel stuck,
And you know what
frustrated.
I call them people? A one-track mind.
Mm.
That's what I call them people, a one-track mind. If you only got one way of thinking, you in hell of a trouble.
Mhm.
Cause you know
Or
you
you only
have to
got
go
one plan to get something accomplished, or you can't keep
exactly.
going
You
back to the drawing board.
exactly. Like, come on, people. It's a plan A, a plan B, might be a plan C.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
And guess
It's
what?
more tricks in the bag, huh?
And the opportunity is out there for them. It's
It
out
really
there
is.
for them.
But see, people don't see it as so. You see what I'm saying? Because they still
Hmm.
stuck.
Yep.
They still stuck. And then when they stuck on just that way and that way only, they not gonna get nowhere. They don't grow. They don't do nothing.
Yep. That mentality.
Yeah.
Do my mentality affect my life and mental health? Yes.
And that's why I have said what I said in the beginning. I had to change the way I think.
Yep.
I had to change the way I do things because if I was stuck on that same mentality I had back then,
Yep.
guess where I'll be at, y'all?
Yep. We know. We know.
Yeah,
We know.
And ain't nobody
absolutely.
putting no money on my books.
Yep. I was telling Pee Wee earlier today that I left the comfort zone of my mother to be an idiot. I left the comfort zone of my mother to run them streets and be an idiot.
But see, Shank, in the process of doing that, you learn.
That's what Pee Wee said. He said, "Yeah, you learned." But guess what? I wanted to learn some other shit. You hear me?
I think we all did. I think we all did, Shank.
I want to learn some other stuff first. Man,
I
don't
think we all did, Shank.
because if you are alive, if God allows you to live long enough, you just see how Lamont Sanford your ass was. You big dummy.
Right.
Look. I look back and I'm quick. I'm first to say, you big dummy.
Yeah. But see, I gotta say what I learned was conducive to what I am now.
Right.
Because if I didn't learn the things that I learned then, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
But
Right.
stop. And both of y'all are very knowledgeable, and both of y'all are very deep. Is that true? Is that a true statement?
It could be true in a certain sentence for me because, like I said, if I didn't learn the shit that I went through where I was at back then, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Okay. Okay.
Shank, for me, it was like I seen that my I didn't want my life to end in a certain way. And the
Mm-hmm.
track that I was going and the people that I lost along the way made me
Mm-hmm.
want to change my thinking and my way of life.
Right.
And
You feel me?
they say death. Well, it's true. Death
It
happens
is.
for a
Yeah,
reason,
it do.
and most deaths are to better the
Your
people,
life.
to better your
Hmm.
life. I heard this. I can't remember what preacher, but I was at a funeral. It was years ago. I was at a funeral, and I remember this. And I've heard several preachers say the same thing at funerals, but they say that this is a celebration of life. This
Hmm.
funeral is not for the deceased
It's for
because
you.
Mhm.
the deceased
It's
has
gone.
moved on. It's
Yeah.
gone. The funeral is for
For
everyone
you.
that's in here.
And that's absolutely correct. And I
Yeah.
and I'll take it a little step deeper. They death is a format of you to live your life. Because if you don't live your life according to what you just saw, you're gonna be right there with them.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
that's
it's a formation, just like people said back in the day. People was dropping like flies back there.
yeah.
They was doing, overdosing and and I said, "Now, come on, I don't want to go out like that.
Hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
want that to be the death of me. I don't want my family staying in front of the church and said because of the fact I was using, it was the cause of my death.
Hmm.
I
But
didn't
what
want that.
this the thing about it for me, and saying because I see where you're coming from. This the thing about it for me. My biggest supporters was gone.
Yeah. Your main two.
My main two supporters was gone.
Yeah,
So it's either guess what? I either lay down or I stand up.
yeah.
Right.
I felt that. I
And
felt
you know what, Pee Wee? And I believe they would wanted you to go on.
I
Exactly.
felt that. Like you
I,
had
I
you
believe they would wanted you to go on because they wouldn't want you to go out like them.
you had to stand up. They forced
Right.
they deaf. Because I
To force
know,
you to
yeah,
stand.
I know the importance of them to you. So their death gave you life.
Right. Gave you the strength to move on.
Yeah.
And that's
They was
why in my family I say the same thing as well because like I told you, Shay, early on, out of a big family. That picture where I had all my sisters in, all of them gone except for me.
Mm,
You feel what I'm saying?
mm,
And that picture, I put that picture up for a reason because they was my sisters,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and out of all of us, you know, I got two sisters now. They breast cancer survivors,
mm,
and basically my whole family died from cancer.
mm,
And I get screened every year, every year, every year. My niece said, "Look," she said, "you must got different parents." I said, "Why you say that?" She
mm-hmm,
said, "Cause you ain't got that thing yet." And I said, "I'm gonna keep praying that I don't get it."
mm-hmm. That's right.
right. But
You
see,
feel
but
what I'm saying?
Shank and Juanita, this is what because like Shank said, they forced me to stand up, but I wasn't just standing up for me
Mm-hmm,
because
Yeah.
people look at me and look
mm-hmm,
at the. I I never thought I would see the day that people will honestly come to me and call me an inspiration to their life.
mm-hmm,
God had another plan for your life, Pee Wee.
mm-hmm. That's what you told me, Pee Wee.
God had another plan for your life, Pee Wee.
That's what you told me. You had to go through that. See, God was
Yeah,
for
God
you.
had another plan for you. That was orchestrated.
That dirt, that dust that it talk about, we were shaped in and we were formed in. That's the dirt.
Yeah, yeah. And He molded you to be where you at now. And I take that as inspirational because like I said, we more alike than different.
Right. And
You
because
know.
I it you Shank, I'm talking about the low bottom. If like Shank know my story, and Shank everybody, I done told my story. I'm not ashamed of it, right? Because of who I am today, right? But when for me to sit there and inspire inspiration of other people to change, like yo, it was you, it was something you said, it was something that you did, it was the way it's the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. For me today, when somebody says that to me, a lot of times it blows my mind because
Yeah, it do.
I remember being the person scricking and scraggling just to being a hope fiend, hoping somebody got me out. I remember I was driving down Pennsylvania Avenue in Baltimore, one of the worst streets in our city, right? I was driving down there, and as I was driving, I was thinking. I remember I used to walk up here with the hope that I might run into somebody to get me high. Not no
Mm-hmm,
money, not nothing, not no mission on my mind, just a hope.
mm,
So I said, Dad, I'm glad I got some hope today. Cause I
mm,
ain't looking for
Hmm.
nobody. I ain't hoping nobody get me high. I'm hoping that somebody see me and make themselves better.
mm-hmm,
Because if
Hmm.
I can do it, is I don't believe that I can't stop no more. I don't believe that uh it's not I got bad. I don't believe that no more. Because anything that you want, if you put your mind to it,
You can
you can
get it.
do it.
You can have it. Yep. And you only go as far as your mind will allow you to go.
Right.
And I used to be the same way too, because I used to say, man, I can't get clean, man. I can't get my life together, man. I can't. It's no such thing as you can't, because I did.
Anything the mind can conceive, the
It
man,
will achieve.
or woman can achieve.
You will. Yep, you can achieve it. And that's why I said, that's why I sit in here in times and let my mind go. And I say, I could do this and I could do that. If I really put my heart and mind and soul in it, it can get done.
And that's the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Do my mentality affect my life and mental health? Yes. You
Mm-hmm.
better know it that your
It definitely
mentality
do.
affects your life.
It will allow you to live, or it will allow you to die.
Yeah.
The choice is also yours. It'll allow you to live or allow you to die. And I know, me dealing with mental issues, I ain't gonna die like this.
Right. Right.
I refuse to die. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to be defeated
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
by my mental health. I refuse to be defeated. I mean, I go through my little changes, my little moments or whatever. But you know what? I pray my way out of it. Because I know I could do better. I
Mm-hmm.
know I could be better.
Mm-hmm. I think that's just what God instilled in all of us, because it was you and me. It was all of us up against how many sperm cells is it? 1,000,000.
Yeah, a lot.
So
Yeah.
if you've been fighting even before you was conceived, just imagine how you'll be once you have been conceived. You a
Yeah.
fighter.
Right. And it's in us. We are natural born fighters. It's in us. Now, we have the option to either fight or fold.
About it
Some
is.
people fold
Right.
before they even get a chance, before they even give themselves a chance to fight.
Yeah.
One need to
They
say
give
that part
up.
again before they give who a chance to fight?
Mm.
Before they get
Some
themselves a
people
chance.
fold. Some people fold before they give their self a chance to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Because guess what, Shane? Like it was for us. It's easy to give up.
Easy.
Exactly. Because
Easy.
that's the easy way out.
It takes no effort to give up. None
None at
whatsoever.
all.
I give up. Remember us running through woods, trees, and all that stuff trying to get away till we
Yeah.
realize that we can't get away. We just give up. We
Yeah.
just lay
But,
down.
but
Yeah.
let me slide in. Let me tell you what my father said before he died. And he knew the fact I was sick. My father said, give yourself a fighting chance or you're going to be where I'm at.
Mm.
He
Mm.
said, both of us have a disease and one of us going to die.
Mm.
But if you don't give yourself a fighting chance, you're going to be where I'm at. And I looked my father in the eye, and that thing stuck with me after the fact. And I was in my addiction when he told me that.
Mm.
And I didn't understand the
Yeah.
terminology of what he was saying at the time when he said it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got a clean mind, a clear heart, got some things together, I said, damn, Dad,
Yeah.
now I got to go in. Now I'm in the fight of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been
That's
fighting and I've been fighting this battle going on
that's
27 plus years. And
that's
I'm
what,
still fighting.
not to cut you off, but that's what determines whether you're soft or strong. That's what determines whether you a gangster or not.
Well, Sean, you already know where I'm at.
You can you fight yourself and defeat yourself.
That's it right there. You already know where I'm at.
It's easy to fight. It's easy to fight other people.
Oh, yeah, but yourself, yeah,
Fight yourself. Fight
yeah,
yourself and come back
yeah,
and talk to me.
yeah. That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean?
And that's why I said that's a constant battle. I have to put
Yeah,
that down. Some
yeah,
things, some bad behaviors, some bad
yeah.
thoughts. I
Yeah.
mean,
Give
that's a
up.
fight you have to fight.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Wanting to give up.
Hey,
You be
how
wanting
about
to give
this?
up.
How about this one? Going in the store knowing you got money and not putting your hands to stuff and putting it in your pocket. That's a fight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
hear me, Shane? When you
Yeah.
so used to going in the store, picking up shit, walking out the door, because you got your money for something else.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
That's a fight, Shane.
Yeah. That's a hell of a fight. You got money.
And
Imagine if
people look at me and say, "Girl, you crazy." No, that's some real shit.
imagine if your ass get locked up.
That's what I'm saying, Shane. With money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Shank, like Bonita, Shank can tell you I was a stealing
Yes, Lord.
motherfucker.
Yes, Lord.
Listen, I'm talking about when you look at thief in the dictionary, you will see a picture of Pee-wee next to it. Bro,
But see, Pee Wee, I was never a good thief. I always stole on myself.
I'm telling you about who I used to be. I'm telling you, I will steal the funk out of shit.
We stealing candy bars. We stealing lollipops and
Oh
shit.
Lord, I'm trying to tell you right.
This motherfucker walking out the store with big bags of potato chips, box of cereals. This nigga
That's what
like
I'm
nine.
saying.
He like 9 years old. The cereal bag of potato chips bigger than his ass.
And Juanita, listen, I understand the fight because I had to fight my urges to steal. I'm talking about
Right.
I'm talking about with a whole paycheck in my pocket.
That's what I'm saying. That's a
20
fight, Pee Wee.
I'm talking about $2,500, $2,200 in my pocket.
Hey,
But
hey, that's what I said.
I'm looking around like I could steal this.
Exactly. That's a fight, Pee Wee.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about having to fight my own urges, the mentality of having to change self.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say change is easy, but it's possible. Cause
Right.
I ain't stole enough. I don't remember the last time I stole anything.
Right. Right.
Like,
Right.
literally. I don't, and it's the reason because I know me. I learned who I was, right? Because if I started and I got addictive personalities, I'm not gonna know how to stop.
Exactly. And that's why I told my sponsor, because see, I'm an extremist. I take things
Mhm.
to extreme. So I know once I start something, I can't stop. But I'd rather be extremist to something positive and something good instead of something bad.
Right. I'm not. I'm telling you, and people, it's crazy because they're like somebody might look at us or listen to this and say, "Well, they crazy." No, we ain't crazy. I know. I used to be a thief. It's hard for me to
Hey,
fight the urges.
y'all got me ready to gas up the whip and come get y'all asses.
Yeah, you feel me? I don't want to steal nothing, yo. You understand?
Right.
I
My
don't want to
girl,
play. I don't want to play a part. I don't want that. I don't want that destruction. Because when I think about it, anything that I can get to, anything I can steal, I can buy.
right. My grandmother told me when I was young, because I used to tell, she said, I'm going to tell you, you ain't good at lying or stealing. So why are you doing it? So I was never good at it. So I said, okay, damn, I can't lie right and I can't steal. So what's the use of me doing it?
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say too. Well, excuse probably for cutting you off, Juanita. Like, and I'm gonna use Shank because Shank know me. We grew up together. So I was thinking about this while because I was just putting out my trash. I was thinking about, damn, I know Shank used to talk about me when I used to be fucking up. Everybody talked about me, right? And and because that's my homeboy, and I know it, and I ain't mad at him because I would talk about me too, right?
Right.
But it wasn't. Everybody was talking about me. I stopped talking. I stopped talking and start producing. A lot of
Right.
people want to talk. A lot of people want to
Talk
talk a
about
good
the truth.
game. They talk. Your mentality, your thinking say, I can talk my way into any conversation, but can you prove your way into life?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you prove your way into life? Can you change your mentality or your way of living to the point where I don't even got to talk about the change? Because guess
It
what?
is
They're
so.
going to see it.
It is so.
It'll show. So
It
that's and I
is
had to
so.
explain it to my nephew, like, yo, listen, the things that you talking about, we done came up on. We didn't come up.
We wasn't dirty. We might have had an upper name brand, but we wasn't dirty. We wasn't none of that. So that stuff is better than us. It's something that's in you to say to take care of yourself.
Mhm.
But if I
Mm-hmm.
keep talking about taking care of myself, guess what I'm not doing? Taking care of myself.
Yeah, yeah.
That's real.
Because I'm just talking about it. A lot of people do a lot of talking, but
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
show me what you're doing. Because the same way I remember it was like people that wouldn't let me in their house. People wouldn't let me into their office because I was gonna steal something, Juanita. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, guess what? I go places and I do things, right? Because guess what? I don't gotta talk about it. They see,
Exactly.
oh, he ain't gonna steal nothing. He ain't taking nothing. He got his own money. You
Yep.
understand what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling. It wasn't that I talked my way into telling people that I changed. People asking me, yo, how you do it? What you do? I'm proud of you, Pee Wee. Shank can say that quick, Pee Wee. I'm proud of you, right? But it wasn't nothing that I said to Shank until he asked me.
Is what you shown. Cause see, the
It's what
proof is
I've
in the
done.
pudding. The proof is in the pudding, and that's
Exactly.
why I said let your work show for you. That's me personally. I don't talk about, you know, I let them see it.
Right.
You said one thing to me that you never said before, Pee Wee. You said, Shane, I'm tired. I never heard you say that until
But see, that's the
you
end
were
of it. That's the
tired.
end of it right there, Shank. When you
Yeah.
get sick and tired of being tired.
Yeah. Out of the 30 plus 40 years,
Yeah.
he never said, Shank, I'm tired. He would say,
But
Shank, I'm in
that
rehab.
was the
I want
change. That was the change right there for life. Cause we do get when you out, Shank. When I say you got a 7-day job,
mm-hmm.
7 days a week, no sick leave, no off pay. You out there working for the devil 7 days a week. You gonna get tired.
And that's what he told me. He said, Shank, I'm
Yeah,
tired. I got
you
tired.
get tired. I mean, Pee Wee, have you ever got tired not to smoke crack? You was too tired, you couldn't even get high.
Right. Yep. And guess what? Kill still kept smoking, trying looking for something that
Hey,
wasn't gonna happen.
right. Like, damn, man, I'm so tired, I can't even light this shit up. I want to get high, but I'm too tired
Yeah, bro.
because
That's
it
and
do
that's that's
work.
that's real right there. That's
That's
re- and you can't tell me. So you this what I'm trying. This what I want to say too. You can't tell me about mental illness or sickness or insanity because I lived in it.
Mhm.
exactly, exactly. That was our
And then
everyday
and
life.
then and then I went back to school to learn about it.
Mm.
Right,
You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
you're sitting here talking to a person that have lived it, learned about it,
Learned about it. Yep.
and
Now
now
living
you're
it.
trying to tell me that what you're doing, because I can see your sick ass and your insanity and your mental health is jacked up, and you can't tell me you can't change that.
But you know what I realized though, Pee Wee though, and it came to me too because simple fact, when we out there sick in that mess, we ain't gonna see how sick it is or how insane it is
Because you in
until
it.
we get sane. Cause
Right.
all the stuff I think about back in the day, I was like, man, I was crazy as in the mother back there doing stupid ass shit like that. I must have been out of my mind. But I didn't say it because I was too sick to recognize.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? And then when
Right.
people come to you in your addiction, you're not hearing what they're saying because your mind ain't right.
Mhm.
It's sickness. We in our sickness. We don't hear that. You know what I'm saying?
You
And I
can't
say it's no fault to nobody who have because addiction is a disease. And
because
people
that
need to understand that it's not something you can turn on and turn off.
right.
You people think you can go out there and spend 20, 30 years on the street getting high and everything like you could just turn it off. No, it don't work like that. You gotta work at getting better.
Right. That's what anything. A lot of
Yes.
people, and then a lot of people listen. A lot of people suffering with addictions and don't even know that they're suffering with them.
It's a lot of people suffering from a lot of stuff and don't know they suffering.
Exactly. You don't want to because you don't want to acknowledge it. To
Yeah,
you
but
that.
when you take the time to look inside out, then
Mm-hmm.
you can start to do some work towards what's going on.
Exactly.
Cause like
And
I said, you gotta
it's gonna
look
take some
inside before
fortitude,
you
some determination.
Because you got to tell yourself, no, I'm just not gonna do that no more. I'm,
Right.
I got tired of, like I told Shank earlier, like we wanna do this and we wanna do that, but I gotta run back and to burn the house to do this and do that. I'm not running back and to burn the house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
Eh,
not.
right. And see, when I was in treatment, the counselor used to greet me every morning, and the lady used to tell me I was a dressed up garbage can.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Good morning, dressed up garbage can," and I'm looking at her like, "Who you talking to like that?" That's because I was looking good on the outside, but my inside was tore up.
Mhm.
And I got the terminology of that when she said, "Yeah, you're a dressed up garbage can. You looking pretty on the outside, but let's talk about what's going on in the inside."
Mm.
And that's
And
what I was
see,
talking about earlier,
it
Juanita, when with these people out here that like they look good on, like all these women on the what's the name, they look good on the outside. They got something to show on the outside. But what is your thinking?
yeah, what's going on in the inside,
Right. You wanna be loved, but you can't offer nothing.
right? And that's why I said it's an inside job. You got to clean your inside in order. And it took me a while to get my inside to match my outside.
Exactly.
Because I used to tell people I don't feel what I look like. I'm telling you right now, I don't feel what I might look good to you, but I'm not feeling good.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And I was honest enough to say that because I didn't want people to get the wrong impression like, oh, well, she ain't got no problem. She all right. She look good. Come on, baby. You don't know all the hell I went through. And I still sit here and I praise God for allowing me to get out half of the stuff I went through. Because half of the time I ain't see no way out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna die in them streets. I ain't see no way out. I thought I was gonna die in them relationships. I ain't see no way out. I thought I was dying and being a mother. I ain't see no way out. But God sat me down and I did some work.
Yeah.
My
Uh,
kids look at me with a different eye, a different frame. You know what I'm
what
saying?
Juanita, let me because I and it's not that I don't believe in God, I don't spiritual like that or nothing like that, right? But somebody told me, yeah, God get a lot of praise and a lot of effort for that, right? For the change that happens in our life. But guess what? You had to be willing to participate in it.
You're right. I had to, and it
So
was
you got
several.
to give yourself a pat on the back as well. Because you
You
had to
you know
you
what?
had
You
to show
honestly
up.
right.
Because listen, a lot of people don't realize I want a blessing, but I don't show up for the blessing because I'm not where I'm supposed to be when the blessing arrives.
You absolutely right.
You understand what I'm saying? We want and I'm not saying God won't grant you the things that you're praying for, that you're hoping for, that you desire, but somewhere it takes some participation from you.
You said that, and you absolutely correct. Because it wouldn't get done if I didn't show up.
Right. Because you can be like, well, listen, it could be $1 million waiting for you around the corner. But if you sit in your house all day,
I ain't gonna get it.
you ain't gonna get it.
You right.
so
You
so
right.
listen,
And I
and,
never
and,
looked at it like that, but yeah,
and
you right.
you know what I'm saying? People, everything that you got that's bad or whatever, you showed up for that. You
I said
participated for that.
when the students show up, the teacher will
Will
appear.
appear. When you pray for something, it might not come right when you want it, but it's always right on time
Yes, indeed.
because you're where you're supposed to be
Exactly.
when it happened.
Exactly. And that's why I be telling people when they, say certain things to me, whatever. If I know I ain't right where I need to be at that moment, I have to tell them, no, it's not time. It's not my time for that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't
It's
put
not
me, don't put me where I ain't supposed to be at yet.
right. Exactly. A lot of time, though, a lot of time, and the reason why I said I changed my mind, the mentality got to do with where I affect in your life and your mentality. Because listen, when I change my mentality, my direction will change. I'm no
Hmm.
longer going in. I'm no longer headed for destruction. I'm headed towards success.
Yeah, and your attitude changed with that.
Exactly. So why? So I can spiritually, emotionally, and mentally handle what it is that I'm going to receive.
Right.
Or because guess what? A lot of people, and they do this, and then when they lose it, you wondering why or what happened. Because you changed directions. Or you went to a direction that makes your attitude dictate that you're not humble or not where you're supposed to been, or think you're looking down on people. That I don't look down on people now. You understand what I'm saying? That's what be the part that gets me. Because listen, if you do get it, if you are blessed with it, who are you to look down on somebody? Because that's like I said. When I came through the canal of my mother, I ain't have nothing but a naked ass.
Right.
And when I go into that graveyard, when I go into that grave, only thing I ain't taking nothing here on earth with me in that grave or to heaven
Exactly.
or wherever I'm going. I'm not taking that with me. So that's what the I got to make the best of what I have or where I'm supposed to be while I'm here.
Why you here? Yeah. Exactly. Because right
So
now is what makes a difference.
exactly.
Right now. Hey, look, I went to the doctor today, right? And they had this sign put up. Now I ain't getting off topic, but I found this sign very interesting because it caught everybody's eye. And the sign said, if you are grouchy, irritable, or just plain rude, there will be $100 charge for putting up with you.
Mm, yeah.
You feel? And that caught me like, damn, have we got to this? This is where we got to. You feel
Yeah.
what? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're going into a doctor office, you wouldn't want to go in there with that mentality.
But people mad at the word, but you you mad at everybody else because you upset with you.
Exactly, but they take it out on everybody else, and I was like, really? Like they gonna charge $100 just to put up with your rudeness, your irritable, your grouchiness, and ain't nobody did nothing to you but you.
Because you're unhappy with yourself.
And that's what kills me with most of the people in the world today. They unhappy with their self, and then when somebody cheerful or somebody, you know, is being happy where they are, and they greet you, they got an attitude.
But what about this, Juanita? What about and Shank? I want you to add, what happened to check yourself before you wreck yourself?
Oh, they threw that out the door. Most people threw that out the door. They
What
don't
happened
even.
to that?
Most
You
people
talking
don't
about
even do it no more.
you-
I still believe in that. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
right? Check yourself. Ain't nobody. You ain't gotta check nobody else because you
And
ain't in
just check
control of nobody
you. Just
else.
check you.
Just check you.
Yeah,
You don't go in there with the same stinky attitude that everybody else go in there with, or you don't pick up
exactly.
in it. Because
Right.
what I learned is I could be in the atmosphere and don't be no parts of it.
Me too. Me
Don't have
too.
no parts of
Or if I'm
it.
having a bad day and this one of them days, I tend not to be around folks because I don't want it to rub off on them.
Right.
You feel what
And
I'm saying?
protect yourself. A
Yeah.
lot of people forget about protecting themselves. They want to give all their morals and values away or live by somebody else's morals and values. And so how worthy was your own morals and values if you just easily to give yours away and pick up somebody else's? That means you ain't have no values or morals inside yourself.
Right, but how is it possible for? Because see, I can't do that. I can't live on what was taught to you. I can't
Right.
live on what you was raised on. I gotta
Hmm.
live on what was instilled in me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of people, if they didn't get it when they was growing up, I feel sorry for them.
They can. I believe that they can still get it, but once again, once we go back to like you said, a person with ambitions is dangerous. You got the ambitions. Why is they dangerous? To me, they dangerous because they're willing to do anything except for what they have to do to reach their ambition.
Exactly, exactly, and that's exactly what it means. That's what
Any
make them dangerous.
I'm not willing to do anything.
Mm,
I'm just not today.
exactly. They'll
Not
sell their soul if
anything.
they got to just to get what they want.
Right. You'll sell your dignity, your soul, whatever,
Everything. Everything.
just to achieve something that you
That's not
believe,
even good for you.
or you believe it's gonna make you happy. Oh,
Hmm.
fuck out of here, man. It's not
Right. That's just
happening.
like the guy that had all the money in the world and still wasn't happy.
It's
Why? Because
million
he wasn't happy with him.
right. It's
Because
still
he thought money was
millionaires
gonna make him happy.
that commit suicide, that unalive themselves. You got all this money, and we sit back and we think, Dad, he got all this. Why would he kill himself? Because
Right.
he's not happy with inside himself.
Exactly. That's why I told most of the people when they was, I said, shit, I was happy when I was broke. I was happy
Right,
as hell, but I was broke. But
right,
it all goes with what's inside a person. You know what I'm saying? If you can get in
exactly,
tune with what's going on with you, and check yourself, then you can fulfill whatever you need to fulfill. You can make other people around you feel good because you feel good with you.
exactly. And you can be an inspiration to somebody else and make them come out better. Because
Right.
because when one thing that I did learn, that all the stuff that I have done, it wasn't just for me.
Mhm.
It
Exactly.
it was for somebody. It was for somebody else to
It,
see.
and that's what God said. We are here for somebody else. We are a blessing to be a blessing.
Right,
Our life ain't for us. Our life is for somebody else who don't have a life.
right.
You feel what I'm saying? For the
Hmm.
ones that still out there trying to wonder, trying to figure themselves out of something, then it was all of a sudden God put us in a place just at that particular time, just for that particular person.
Exactly. Everybody don't take the time out to sit down and have a talk with self, even with therapy. Because even I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it loud. Some people need to go to therapy. They need to talk about some of that stuff that you bottling up, that you've been walking around, filling your soul with, filling your mind with, that's not conducive to you, and you wonder why you keep falling in the same hole because you won't take a different path. Go talk to somebody.
And I agree with that because with me, it helps a whole hell of a lot. Oh my
Li-
God, it does. And
Listen,
I got to say this for the record. You don't have to be crazy or out of your mind to seek therapy.
not at all. Not at
And
all.
people always think I ain't crazy. You ain't got to be crazy to seek therapy. We need
Man,
that extra help. People can look into our lives and see what's going on in us better than we can ourselves.
right. Listen, how about realizing that something is wrong with you? Something how about it's all right. It's not nothing that's gonna kill you. But I had to look at when I look at the stuff, and then when I went to the therapist. Quick story, real quick. I remember going to the therapist, and I was doing everything that I supposed to do. I was coming in because the thing about it is, if I don't tell her what I'm doing, she don't know what I'm doing. But I'm telling her everything that I'm doing. And listen, I'm talking about my mentality at the time. I'm thinking, she said, well, Mr. Reed, you're doing great. I'm going to discharge you in 2 weeks. When she said she was going to discharge me in 2 weeks, I went frantic. For what? What did I do? She's like, it's not what you're doing, it's what you're doing.
Mhm.
I said, what you mean? Now I'm confused. She said, all the information that I got from you, I got from the program that you in, and they saying that you're doing great. But I didn't realize it, Juanita. I was
Right.
just getting up, listen, following good orderly direction. God. That's all I was doing was following good orderly direction. And I was doing it on a daily basis by this time for 18 months, right?
Mhm.
She said, you're doing good. But I'm thinking because of my lack of wanting to let go and not able to let go, not seeing my own success because I'm not used to that.
Right.
Right? And she said, you're doing good. Keep doing what you're doing.
But at the time, you didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I couldn't see it because I wasn't
Hmm.
used to it.
Right.
I was just following directions.
But see, that's where that unfamiliar stuff come in, Pee Wee. What is not familiar to you. It was the unfamiliar stuff.
Right,
You going out your way to do stuff to challenge yourself to be better.
right. I didn't even know I was challenging myself.
Right. And see, and that's what a lot of people hate to do. A lot of people don't like to challenge themselves. They don't put themselves up there to challenge themselves to see these things. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Which I think it will be more profound and more profuse to your life if you do challenge yourself at those type of things. Then you can see the difference in your life.
You'll see a big difference in your life.
Right.
You know, and when you see the difference, you'll be like, because it was mind blowing. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did this. I've
Right.
done this. So it's
When
not
you
nothing you can't tell me that a person or that I can't do because listen, I've done it.
right. I do a daily reflection. I
Hmm.
reflect back on myself. I reflect back on the things, I've done and came and how far I had came. Because I sitting there and my
Hmm.
niece was like, Auntie, I'm gonna go. I said, look, you know what? I don't need nothing else because I said, you know what? God and blessed me so much. I'm trying to give stuff away to bless somebody else.
Right.
Because when I look back over my life, I ain't have a pot to piss in and a window to
When the
throw it
thought.
out. Now my cup is full. My cup is running over.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? My cup is running over. And I
Right.
have to give back just like somebody gave to me.
Right.
You understand? They said the
Right.
only way you can keep what you got to give it back.
Right.
And I'm giving that back. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm doing
Hmm.
reflections.
Let me say this too, Juanita. For those who don't believe in themselves or don't understand that the way I start off is not the way I have to end.
Exactly.
And that's when people get stuck because they think the way that they started off is the way that they have to end.
And it's not true. You ain't got to end the way you start.
Nope.
And people don't realize, Pee-wee, talking to you, bro, I'm telling you,
Mhm.
we hold so much power within ourselves that people don't even realize.
Yeah.
We hold so much power within ourselves. People just don't realize. We have the power to do anything we want to do.
Yeah.
We have the
Yeah.
power to change ourselves to become better than we was the day before.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't utilize their power within themselves. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to that challenge. We got the power to change things.
Right.
But if we stay stuck on that mentality, stay stuck where we at, we ain't gonna change nothing.
And then, and then let me say this too, Juanita, is that a lot of people causes their own mental illness.
They
You know,
cause their own demise.
right? You know, you can cause your own demise. You can be living in a mentality for so long that it start to mess with you mentally because you stop believing or don't have the confidence in yourself to think that or you start to believe that this is the end and you're nowhere near the end.
But
You just
not on,
you
yeah,
prepare
but
yourself for more suffering.
right, people. But not only that, it don't just affect you mentally; it affect you physically as well.
Yeah,
It can cause you to be sick,
exactly.
and then you wondering what's wrong with you. And then have you ever had a person? This guy told me a story. He said he felt so sick. He was going through the motion. He was having all this problem. He kept going to the doctor, and they could never find nothing wrong. They
Hmm.
couldn't find nothing wrong the whole time. It was his mentality that was affecting his ability to do things.
Exactly.
It was his mentality affecting his health. It was his mentality affecting him to be where he was at. and that's why they could never find none because it was in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let
that's
me
why they say the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Because if you're not putting your mind to good use or doing good things, it will be wasted.
absolutely. Let me because like I gotta tell this story. Juanita, and this craziness. Like, um, I'm gonna say, what's the date of the what the 18th,
Yeah,
17th?
17.
Well, I'm gonna say March the 11th. I had a stroke,
That's my nephew's birthday.
right?
Yeah.
I had a stroke March the 11th. I became the reason why I wasn't getting on the lives was because developed this thing that I believe was vertigo. So being so caught up in the grind,
Mhm.
knowing what I had to do, knowing what it was necessary for me to do, or what I believe was necessary for me to do to keep roof over my head, food in my stomach. I stopped doing everything else. I was just focusing on going to work. Now, mind you, I'm going to work with blurry eyes. I had to the point where I had to pull over for a half an hour for my
Mhm.
eyesight to clear up. I'm saying double.
Because you wasn't taking care of self in the
Li-
process.
Listen, the room I could be sitting still in one chair like I am doing right now, and the whole room will start spinning,
Wow.
right? And I'm going back and forth to the doctor for them to tell me that I got vertigo. The whole time I ain't got vertigo. What's
Mhm.
going on is because I'm eating a bunch of processed foods. I'm talking
Mhm.
about I'm eating I'm not eating the way I'm supposed to. I'm not taking care of myself the way I'm supposed to. I'm just
Exactly.
running,
Right.
right?
Run and
And
roll.
right. So what was going on was it wasn't enough. I had a stroke because my spine, my arteries was clogged, and my spine wasn't giving enough blood and oxygen to my brain.
Mhm.
Right. So I'm like, wow. So the whole time I had over the last 6 months. They told me I had at least 3 to 5 mini strokes.
Mm.
I didn't know they were strokes. I didn't know every time I got dizzy or I couldn't or I was blurry that I was going through a stroke.
Mhm.
But let me say, and this might sound crazy, I thank God for the stroke. Cause since the stroke, my vision has been clear. I haven't been sitting still and the room starts spinning,
Mhm.
right? It changed me. I changed my eating habits.
Right.
I don't eat no more processed food. I don't eat salts no more.
Right.
Right? I take vitamin where I started neglected. I used to take I start back taking my vitamins every day. Well, what
Mhm.
are you talking about, Pee Wee? What I'm talking about is changing for the better of me.
Mhm.
Because if I didn't change, I would continue to go
Doing the
through what I
things
was
you was
going
doing.
through.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now I'm eating. I had to call Shank. Shank said, "Yo, you gotta go to organic foods or whatever and get. Yo, that's where I buy my food at.
Mhm.
Forget the money that I'm spending on it. I'm trying to live.
That's it. That's it. That's it right there. The price
I'm
of life
listen
is high.
right. I'm listen. Next Monday, I'll be 20. I'll be on the 22nd. I'll be 50 years old. Just reaching 50. Might
Bless
not sound
your
old
heart.
enough, but it
Mhm.
might not be a lot to nobody. But listen, they told me when we was young, we didn't supposed to see past 21.
Exactly. And that's why I said people don't understand. For us, with with where we come from, where we been, where we at now, it's a blessing to see another birthday.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? I don't take that lightly because the way people going out now, Pee-wee,
yeah.
they ain't saying 2025. I
And
mean,
not just
it's sad, but it's true.
yeah, not just the drugs killing them, but
No,
they
I'm
killing
just
each
saying,
other with
right,
the
but
mentality and the thinking that they got.
right, but life itself is sometimes life itself is killing people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's because they refuse to deal with the mentality of what it is about life.
Hmm.
God, I'm gonna just say this. They never said life was gonna be easy.
Nobody promised you.
Never. But it's fair. It's attainable. You can get through this thing called life if you do the necessary work to do what you gotta do to have a better life.
Absolutely.
It's just that simple. Whatever it takes for you to make sure your life is better, that's what you gotta do. You said yourself, you wasn't eating right, you wasn't doing what you need to do. If you didn't have that stroke, you would still be going through that process, and then you probably wouldn't even got to live long enough to see a 50-something birthday.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see, to me, to you, that was a wake up call. Say, okay, people, you know what? Time for you to revive your life and change some things because this way ain't going right for you.
Right.
Because it could have been worse. Most people that have stroke can't even talk right now. Bless you. You talking, you walking, you speaking,
I'm
but you
driving. I'm
now
doing all
you
that. That's
right,
what
but
the
now you on point because now you know what you need to do for Pee Wee.
exactly.
Ain't nobody know what else to do for you but you.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See, nobody can take care of you better than you can take care of yourself.
Exactly.
And I tell my husband, "Oh, I don't care whatever you do, whatever. Ain't nobody can take care of me better than me. Y'all can love me and all that, but it's up to me to take care of me."
Right. Remember when they say, I love you to death? No, I love you to life.
Right.
I want to love you to life.
I love you to pieces. I
You understand what I'm
don't care
saying?
what part of it.
I I love you to life. And a
Right.
lot of people get that confused.
Right. And
Like,
I know they was like, why you say? Because I love to see you live. That's
right.
what it means. I love you to life. I love to see you live. And when
Yep.
I tell somebody that, and I mean, and you know I love you, Pee Wee, because you know you
Mm,
my brother. You my
right.
brother from another mother.
Right. You know
But
it.
but you know when we go hard, we go hard,
Right.
and it's just all about change, 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 change. All
Hmm.
it takes is the change. If we was to sit and change, if people would take the time out and look at their life and go through the things and what they can change, what they can work on changing, it will make their life a whole lot better. All
Right.
it started with just one step at a time. I'm gonna work on this and change this. When I
And
get
that,
that down pat, I'm gonna work on this and change that.
right. But Juanita, that be a lot of people problem too. You
A
trying
lot
to
of people are
change,
afraid to change.
right? But they pray to change, but they think they got to change one thing.
No,
But
it
they try
takes no, it takes a lot, boy. I'm
right.
trying to tell you.
The thing
It's
about
not,
it is they try to change everything at one time.
and
It
that
don't
don't
work
work
like
either
that.
because that's frustrating and that's stressful. You can only work on one thing at
One
a
thing at a
time.
time. That's what
Right,
people don't want to take small bites. They want to take big hunks.
right. That's just like I'm gonna give you a prime example. You know, my doctor said, "All right, Miss Brown, you know you gotta stop smoking." I said, "Yeah, I gotta stop drinking Pepsi too." So I said, "But you know what? I'm gonna work on the smoking part now, and then when I
Right.
get that down packed, then I give up the Pepsi because I
Right.
can't do both now because I'm gonna be frustrated and stressed out one without the other."
Right.
Now I said to him, I told him my exact word. I said, if I could have gave up this when I gave up the other stuff, I would have been in a better position. But because
Absolutely.
cigarettes is legal and the other
Accessible.
stuff wasn't,
Right.
it makes a difference. He said, but it still ain't good. You're right, because it can be legal and no good.
Hmm.
So let me work on this and I get back at you on the other.
Right. My
Because
doctor
I don't,
told me. My
huh?
doctor told me. She said, "I'm not even going to tell you to stop smoking right away." She said, "I'm going to tell you to slow down first."
Right.
Today, like, and she told me that about a month ago after I did the follow up. Today, I ain't smoked a cigarette all day.
Well, you know what? I'm proud of you because I started on February the 5th. and
Hmm.
I started doing the patches in the gum. I've been good at it, but then I got off because my cousin passed. My cousin left this earth, and they kind of got to me. And I
Right,
was hanging around with my nephews, and I picked up again. And I was like, but you know what? When I picked up, that was in March. It didn't even feel right.
right.
And I
Just
was like, you know what? I gotta go back to my method again. I gotta go back and get back on. I gotta
right,
go back and start over again because this stuff. Because I said after a whole month and I'm picking up, it didn't taste right.
right. But guess what, Juanita? Check this out. Anything, if you changed it just a little bit, that's progress. If you stop for a little while, that's progress.
Yeah, I did a whole month.
If you stop for a month, guess what? That's a month you didn't smoke. That's progress. That's a
Exactly.
that a lot of people don't want to get themselves the small progress that they make. They don't
But
want to
see,
take.
that's where
You
they
got to
fall
take the
short because
right
they don't get themselves that when they make a little progress.
a little. Listen,
A little
any motion
progress
is
is better than no
no
progress.
right. Any motion, a little motion is better. Slow motion is better than no motion.
Exactly. Exactly.
People
But
don't get
yeah,
that though. Take
yeah,
your
no.
time. If it's slow, if you got to do it, they say if you got to take baby steps. Guess
Then
what?
you take baby steps.
If I take a baby step from here to across the street, guess what? I made it across the street.
Exactly.
But each
Then,
little baby step.
then they say you crawl before you walk and you walk before you run.
Yeah,
And you run before you sprint.
yeah.
It's
So,
steps to it. It's steps to it. It's steps to everything we do.
and then the thing about it is, other people may downplay it, but you know what you did.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Other people like, well, you ain't did nothing. You just stopped for okay, but I stopped.
But you know what?
That's
Those people
progress.
like that ain't gonna never get nowhere. Cause there's always somebody somewhere around want to downplay the progress that you made. And the only
Right,
reason why they do it because they not making no progress. That's what
right,
I say. They ain't making no progress, so they want to knock. That's like I said. People always want to dim your shine because they ain't shining.
right.
Don't dim my light because your light ain't bright.
And guess what? I ain't gonna turn my brightness down because yours ain't shining.
Exactly. How about that? How about
I ain't
that?
gonna turn mine down because yours ain't shining. I'm sorry that you don't put the forth the effort to make your light shine. But I'm not turning
Exactly.
mine down.
Exactly.
How about you gotta come up to mine before I come down to yours? And I'm
How
not
about
doing
that? How about that? You better preach.
that. You gotta come up to mine before I come down to yours.
You better preach.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
Shank, you still there? Cause my phone about to
Yeah, stream y'all is making my phone hot.
die.
But yeah, but I was a little under the weather, man, dealing with this. Man, I got hay fever, allergies, all kinds of stuff going on, but I refuse to lay down. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm still up trying to move around, do some stuff, but as soon as I get better, I'm gonna be out and back into what I was doing.
And I wish you well, sister. I hope you feel better. I hope that things get better for you. But you know what you got to do, and all I'm gonna say is do it. What's
Yeah,
necessary for you to do. But
yeah, I'm on it.
yeah. So I don't know if Shank went to sleep.
I don't know, but I came across. I said, "Damn, y'all talking. Let me come on up here and help somebody. Let me jump up here and
Hmm.
and go through this with you because you know life is ain't nothing but what you make it to be.
Right.
Life is
You
what
make
you
it a
make it to
bag of
be.
shit, it's gonna be a bag of shit. As long as you keep
Exactly.
thinking the way you want, and long your life is gonna come out from what you think and how you perceive it and perception. A lot of times, things ain't even as hard as you see them or as weird as you think they are. You just gotta take another look.
Right.
Look
That's
at them from
what.
a different angle.
Right. That's what I tell people all the time. It's not as bad as you think it is if you look at it through another lens.
Exactly. A lot of
You
people
know.
don't want to do that though. They just
Yeah.
they think their primary vision is what's gonna get them what. Sometimes it ain't even the primary vision. It's that second vision that's gonna get you to where you need to be.
It's the inside sight, the insight.
Yeah, the insight.
Yeah,
You know
insight.
what I mean? So a lot of people don't even look at that or get themselves credit enough or put forth enough effort. Like I said, that lazy demon, that lazy thinking got them stuck. Whereas though you're not even willing to make yourself better.
Exactly. That's why I said lazy with ambition is a dangerous person.
Right. You're not even willing to put forth the effort for you to get better. You know, we
'Cause-
can't make the family better. We can't make the cousin that's out there in the streets acting crazy. We can't make them better. We can just pray for them and hope that they be all right. But you can make you better.
But you know what I found so profound though? I'm gonna tell you this, and I seen this in my own family because I had to adapt this myself. It's like when I became better,
Hmm.
people around me got better.
Yeah.
And it's so profound to me because I can remember some family members, they was at their worst. They was doing, probably
Hmm.
something worse than me. But when they saw me get up and make some changes and make some moves, that inspired them to make some moves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like the better I got, they started getting better because the fact I took the initial step to be better.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Even though I said I still got some that's still stuck, and I leave them over there. But the
Yeah.
ones that had put in change to make it in, because it's like, but damn, she could do it, I could do it.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
seen what the hell she went through.
You know what? You know what, Juanita? I got two nephews that I talk to, and they look up to me. Right? They've been down that addiction road and all that stuff, and they doing great right now, right? They doing better. You know what I mean? Shout out to my little nephew Dwayne and my nephew Ricky, right?
Hmm.
And they said, can nobody tells them anything that can't be changed because they seen their uncle do it.
Exactly. We live in witness.
Right. They said, yo, I seen you. I seen
Right.
how you was and how you are today. Listen, when did the crackheads start giving advice?
I know, right? I
You
know,
feel
right?
me?
Hey,
They call me for advice. They they
hey,
they they call me for help. They call me. They don't. I'm not talking about financial help. But they call me for
hey.
help with situations. My nieces call me for where they want me to take their daughters. My one niece mad because I'm celebrating next weekend, but she wanted me to take her to her father and son dance because her father's deceased.
Hmm.
Nobody used to never ask me to do stuff like that.
Right. But I get you because my daughter is 42 years old. And my daughter called me. I mean, when I say when my daughter called me with life situations, I
Mm-hmm.
mean she look at me as being a pillow to her
Mm-hmm.
because she know my story. She was there. You know what I'm saying? The witness, what I went
Mm-hmm.
through, what I went through, and what I put her through. But
Right.
when I came out, when I recovered, she recovered with me. We was doing it together because she had to recover from the damage I put her through.
Right.
Right. And with that being said, it's like no matter what I'm going through, and I don't even gotta say what I'm going through, but when she
Right.
called, I'm all ears. I'm all there for. I'm there for more support and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
my daughter right now would tell anybody, my mother is my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader. I can call my mother and talk to my mother about anything, and my mother give me sound advice. Like my
Right.
mother had been there and showed up for me more than and she don't even know half of the shit I'm going through.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
and my aunt told me, she said, for you to be that type of person out of love, no matter what you're going through, to be there for your daughter, that's the most strongest person I've seen in all life. To put what
Yeah.
you going through aside to help your daughter get through what she need to get through.
You hear
I
that?
told I told my aunt, this not a selfish situation. Sometimes you have to, I said, I get my help when I help other people.
Yeah.
Because in the process of me helping her, I'm helping me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The same advice I give to my daughter, I have to put to myself.
That you know what something that's what I had to learn. I had to learn. I learned that. Right.
Hmm.
And what I learned was because I was running around mimicking. Let me say that part. Things right, and I was saying things out my mouth, but I wasn't. I wasn't
Applying it.
living the way I was talking.
Right.
Right. And the sun hit me one day and said, "You know when you're telling somebody else to be committed to something that you're not committing to, you're really talking to yourself."
Exactly.
So now when I talk, the things that I tell everybody else that
You
work
gotta
or
tell
commit
yourself.
itself, I also have to apply it to me.
Exactly. Exactly. Because that's the thing. Like my son used to tell me when I was smoking. So I said, I don't want to. He said, how you gonna tell me not to do something you doing?
Right,
You can't tell me not to do that and you doing it.
right.
So that's how I receive my help. When I help my kids, when I help my family, when I help someone on the street, that's how I help myself. Because the same rules apply to me. And
Yeah,
see, and that's what people get it from when they see if it's like I'm doing something positive, I'm doing something to better myself, something to change. They see it change for me. So if I'm giving them advice about it, then they see and they witness and they were like, "Well, she know what she talking about because she been through that. Now she doing good."
right.
Because a lot of people, it's like that. You remember back in the I don't know if you ever did it in the schools in Baltimore, or whatever. If y'all ever had the show and tell day,
Yeah, we had show and tell day.
okay. So if you tell it, you gotta show it.
Right.
So ain't no need you telling nobody if you ain't gonna show it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. You
So
keep
I make
telling.
sure I'm showing what I'm telling.
Right.
Cause it
Yeah.
wouldn't mean nothing if I'm not doing it myself.
Absolutely nothing.
And I think Shankin left us up here and shit.
But
And I
I'm
think
about to
Shankin
close the
rolled out.
live though. I
Huh?
mean, he'll probably chop it up or put whatever he gonna put up there. But I'm about to close the live. Juanita, as always, you know I love you. I thank you for coming up, sharing your insight for us. You know what I mean, to help somebody else. Um, I thank everybody for showing up. Everybody that's gonna listen to this on a playback. I just want to thank everybody for just being the best you that you can be. And if you're not, it's help out there. Help yourself. Start with yourself. Start helping yourself with yourself and doing for yourself. But Juanita, I'm gonna end this live because my phone is dying at this
All
present
right,
time.
PB, I want to thank you too, bro. And it's a pleasure, man. Any day, anytime, because I'm here to help. No matter what, I got your back, man.
I thank you, Juanita. So
And, and,
everybody,
and I'm 10 toes down with you, man. Just keep taking care of yourself and doing what's better for you, man.
absolutely. Rock Squad, big ups to the Rock Squad, to all the other moderators, to all the other influencers. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace. Peace.